What's going on, y'all? Vidya James here. Following, well, with the Splatoon 2 tournament over, the announcement of the final Splatfest, felt like I got time to get back into Salmon Run. Salmon Rubs. It's just a little weird that like we have one the second to last Splatfest on the table, but they've already announced the final. Like, I just posted about that yesterday. It's like everybody's kind of disappointed about that. I'm like, well, we're gonna have the last one next month, and given the spacing of the announcements with some of them. Hey, Caramel, what's going on? Yeah, I was leaning heavily towards Team Chaos, and it's really surprising. Like, I'm glad we don't have Pearl versus Marina. I hopped in your stream earlier too, but everybody was arguing over like Chrono Cross or something. I was like, "Hey, this is going on," and like everybody's just arguing about Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross. I'm like, "Yeah, I think I'll just step back out." I think you had Jackie Chan on him. Like, when the fuck did Akuma join fucking? When the fuck did like Akuma from the Street Fighter series end up on Jackie Chan Adventures? I think that was like the second season or something. It's alright. We had gotten to get we actually went to get Chinese food from our, this is my mom's birthday was yesterday, so we just waited until today to get Chinese for it, like go out as a family and get Chinese. Oh shite. So it's very like it's the first time my whole family's been together in one location for a very long time, so just enjoying. Come on, get over here. Bad, very bad. Are you serious? Up, I'm down, so we're probably gonna fail in like 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6. Not even. Fucking never fails. The first freaking team I get are a bunch of absolute trash. I go down once and it's already over. Figures. And I just popped 10 eggs right next to the basket. It's every time I even think of changing the name off of World's Worst Woomies, like within like the first match, like it proves me like, yeah, this is why you named it that. Because that's all you see and it's all you get. Ugh. How is your mom doing, by the way? Yeah, because like my brother was actually watching the Splatoon tournament when I told him like, hey, we're going to take mom out to eat for her birthday, but we don't really get really good reception inside the restaurant. And then my phone started blowing the hell up. Like it just like nothing really was going on. We weren't able to watch anything. But then when my phone started getting like intermittent like messages just all over the place, like what the fuck just happened? And, like basically everybody on my friends list is just posting about the freaking the final Splatfest. Yep. Said I like the weapon set, but oh, just an AFK piece of shit. Because again, these are the kind of teammates I have to keep getting. Sorry, if you don't move within the first 5 seconds, like, you need to be gone. Oop. Oh shit. I'm dead and we're gonna fail. I am absolutely not allowed to have any decent freaking teams. Holy shit. They're all garbage. The idiots that just don't even fucking play. Like, it's not even that they're just bad. On top of that, some of them aren't even fucking playing. They just sit there at spawn doing nothing for most of the fucking match. I'm only 2 matches in and I've gotten a first round fail both times. Like, the worst of the fucking worst are coming out of the woodwork. Holy shit. Yeah, if you can... I don't even know, dude. We can try. But if the other two keep ending up being absolute trash, then I'm just gonna have to walk away from this shit. You know what? I just realized something. If they're ending Splatfest next month, are they gonna end Salmon Run at the same time? That is holy cow, yeah, because that's something that could actually happen. Because they'd have to keep making gear for us to get, and they have to keep deciding on weapons. They have to keep scheduling it. If they're not going to do that for Splatfests, yo, yeah, that's right. It would be fitting, like, yeah, the last runs of Salmon Run when all the worst players in the game just start coming out of the woodwork and ending up on my team. Yep. And get more absolute trash showing up. It's not even like this is a hard stage either. Why am I the one doing the fucking rescues? Oh. That's true. I mean, recycling the gear is kind of pointless because the gear is always there. Like, you don't stop getting the gear. It just becomes like it just becomes part of the extra stuff that you can get. I don't think there'll be no new gear. Oh Jesus. Oh God! Stop fucking dying, you idiot. Oh my God, stop fucking dying. Oh God, I was there. Oh well, whatever. They'll probably, like, whenever Salmon Run started, like, they'll probably do it exactly a year, because that's exactly what they did with Splatfest. The game technically started on a Splatfest, so... Jesus Christ, dude. What is going on here? Up, I'm down. 9, 8, 7, 6. Oh! Not even. I can't even make it to the 5 count before everything goes to shit. The minute I die. Not even 5 seconds. Don't worry, man. It's just like, it's basically just up to us. Freaking the other two were absolute dead weight. That one idiot, like, we hadn't even started yet, and that one idiot turned around and just threw themselves off. Like, I really wish we could just kick people right off the bat. Like, because I can usually tell really quickly who's going to be dead weight. And I'd rather just get you off the team so I don't have to carry your weight in terms of eggs, rather than have you drag us down. And that's exactly what happens. I missed that about early team-based shooters. Like, freaking Medal of Honor. Just be like, okay, this guy's pretty garbage. Let's just freaking kick him out. Like, yeah. It's a team-based game. You kind of need to bring the team play. And this is like, this is like the same as smoking. It's not even like we're on, it's not even like we're on freaking the Lost Outpost. This isn't a hard stage, but holy cow. Like, we've only had fog as far as the dark stages go. We haven't even been getting, like, salmon in. What the hell are you doing? Where's he at? Oh. Are you kidding? Of course. No, there's a mob behind me, so that's all we need. Good job. Fucking really? Big goose. Alright, good job. Why did they end up down there? What? Crap. You looked like you were in trouble there. Oh, of course. And they sent 2 tons of shit on me. Alright, well, I got one egg. Whew. Damn it. Should have got him turned around. We probably could have got 3 more eggs out of that, but at this point I'll be happy if we can just pass. Ooh. Fog again? Cripes. They love fog on this stage. Shit. God, just walking into damage. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Thank you. Oh my god, really? That's a lot of... Good job! Save the one person who's gonna make sure we all lived. If I'm alive, we survive. Thank you. Somebody got that bomb out. What do you know? We wiped, but somebody actually saved me, and we actually won. Who'd have thought? I hate that it keeps coming down to me like that. No pressure. It's only a consistent theme that if I die and I'm not revived in the deck within 10 seconds of dying, we fail. Sometimes I think I'd have to make that average down to 5 seconds. At most 10 seconds, but usually around 5. Good job, though, everybody. That's one reason. That's another reason why I'm glad you're here, Rand, because I know you're an E-leader main. So that's one less person I don't have to worry about, because most people who have that E-leader just kind of go, just kind of don't know what to do with it. I mean, I'm not even an E-leader main. I use chargers, but not the E-leader. It's something I should correct. Oh god, I have no ink left. That took a lot out. Oh snap. Did I make that shot? Holy cow! I didn't think I would. Crap. I'm just gonna throw this out of spite. I don't actually expect it to work. No ring of shame for you. Whew. Kind of close. I won't be staying on the light because it is Saturday. And I have my usual super early morning shift tomorrow at 6. Yeah, I freaking hate the Stingers too, man. At the very least, Stingers have a freaking massive hard-on for me. I don't know what it is. Everybody keeps saying, the one thing I keep hearing consistently is everybody keeps saying it targets the furthest person, but that's not always true. There have been plenty of times I was the closest person to it, and it still goes no. F you in particular. Jace. Wonder if that's a Wheeled Warriors reference or a Ginyu Force reference. No, Ginyu Force was Jeice, I think. Try not to get any freaking storms out here. Jesus Christ, are you not sending enough shit? Oh my god, they wouldn't let me get the hit. What the shit? Time to leave, but I'm gonna die. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Oh. Get out of here, people. Ooh, snap. Stinger as usual. Fuck. Alright, I gotta be up there at 6 tomorrow. Wait! Wait, no, okay, that's right, yeah. Still don't have a, still don't know if I got the approval for the vacation yet. I mean, it's only June, but I'd like to have that set and taken care of as soon as possible, since I never have anything but problems when it comes to my vacation time. Oh, damn it, you've got to be kidding me. And a maw. And a stinger, because, yeah, didn't have enough shit going on with me. I also have to figure out if I'm going to do any kind of cosplay. Maybe it would probably be best to wait to decide on a cosplay until after E3. See if anything interesting pops up. See if we get that Splatoon 3 update. Supposedly, like I figured, it has been confirmed. Sakurai himself has confirmed that there will be an E3 reveal. The next DLC character will be revealed at E3, which I don't think anybody is actually surprised by. I have also noticed in the store, at least in my store, a lot of PlayStation stuff has come down in price. So I think the regular, like the Pro went down by 50. The Pro is now $349. The special edition Days of Play is still $299, but a regular PlayStation is $249. and all the controllers are like $40. So there's bound to be some sort of PlayStation 5 announcement tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Whenever Sony has their E3, not their E3, not Nintendo Direct. When Nintendo's not doing E3 anymore, well, we're totally not doing E3 anymore either. What else is Nintendo doing that we're not doing? Oh, we're gonna come up with the PlayStation VCR. It's like the PlayStation VR, but it's made of cardboard. That's what the C stands for. It's virtual cardboard reality. Totally not like Nintendo. Honestly, it probably would work better because holy shit, $300 for your fucking VR system is a little bit much. And I'm pretty sure that the VR stuff is more expensive than the actual console was. Oh boy, what's this? But I have Stingray at least. Somebody's being useless. Okay, it's bright. Nope. Jesus. Fuck. It's probably this one then. That thing as much as I could. Jesus, we lost all those eggs over there. Ah, should be okay. That should be all of it. So we should have quota now, right? Sweet. Don't have to worry anymore. Hey, screw you! Coming over here, aren't you? Oh my god, these pieces of shit fucking block my jump. Ah. Could've gotten one more egg. Alright. Frick Sora. Still haven't had a beach episode yet, but they're usually pretty stingy with those on this level. Get a lot of fogs. Oh, there you are. I see you. Froyo. Oh, they're over here. Please, some of you get over here, because I'm not equipped to handle these things. This is a one-hit kill weapon. Damn it! Of course, come after me. Oh god, there's rain going in two directions. So I'm done. Not getting out of that one alive. That was the end. That was the end of the level, so we don't have to worry about that. 10 seconds of death. Oh, still no low tide because they don't like low tide over here. And you know, just like it's crazy though because it's like I fully expected them to announce the last Splatfest at this time because it's exactly a year. But I wasn't expecting them to, like, you know, wait until this next Splatfest was over at the very least. They're like, hey, this Splatfest isn't even up yet, but we're gonna go ahead and tell you what the last Splatfest is. But it's been exactly a year, so. Seriously, guys? Through this one. Taking a lot of damage. Nope, not making it through this. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Oh. Are you serious? There's 10 tons of shit here. Nope. Jesus Christ, yeah. I called that, though, like 20 seconds ago. Like, no, we're not going to make it. It's taking too long to get those last eggs. Ugh. A lot of specials not being used either. And I'm the one who had Stingray. God, yeah. That's alright, man. Like, I'm positive, like, I'm gonna lose power in the middle of one of these streams. That's been happening way too frequently lately. Where, like, you keep seeing the lights just dim out of nowhere. So just keep getting just toe thief. Of course, why not? Poppy? Your toes. Hand them over. Like, why did that become a thing? Wouldn't that be something like that? It's like the friendship bracelet is the final Salmon Run item? Well, no, at some point, yeah, because July will be the last, July is the last month, so July will probably be where they announce the final Splatfest thing. Well, the final, not the final Splatfest, the final. Oh, there we go. The final Salmon Run gear, like whatever that's going to be. Fuck off. Get off me, Jesus. Smiley face shirt, alright. It's gonna be sad, like, we've gone through all this time. I think it was E3, like, after E3 last year, they announced freaking Octo expansion. It was right after that tournament. And we still haven't gotten any more hairstyles for the Octoleagues. Oh, I'm dead. Final gear is just an amiibo that you can't even use. $31 eggs. Nice. The final gear is like the salmon. Like, hey, this is the last Salmon Run, so you get the Salmon Run set as a gear. Did they finally give us a beach episode? Alright. That'll actually be the most sensible thing, would be to give you the Grisco gear. The Grisco gear set, since, you know, there'd be no salmon runs. They gave me Stingray again? Well, honestly, as much as I hate Stingray, I'm probably the only person I would trust with it at this point. Oh! Crap, I'm not getting to that one. Oh, I gotta go take him out. It's not happening now. Come with it then. Fuck off! Fuck everything in that general direction. Alright, hey, Rand, you weren't kidding. She got 30 eggs back to back. Nice. Final gear is no shirt. To go along with the no shoots. Right? Oh man, another one? Oh, there we go. Split them up a little bit. Got away? You've got to be kidding me. Freaking spawned everything in the game to come after me. Are you freaking kidding me? Damn it, not enough ink for all that. Oh, you got that. I'm gonna go ahead and clear this stuff. Nope! Ah. And 9. 8. Oh, thank you. We're not getting 30 eggs on this one. Oh, Jesus Christ, get off me for some... Oh well. We passed. We passed. That's passing right now is a marked improvement. Looks like we 86'd them. God, it's already 10. Yeah, that's right. It was a good dinner. So we went to the hibachi, the Chinese restaurant we normally go to. Although, wow, I went 0-2. Huh, that was a shitty match for me. Although my mom, who has a very discerning palate, has marked that there has been a quite a marked decline in the quality of the food at that restaurant. So next time it was like, there's this again, seriously, this other Chinese restaurant that that I go to, that's a little more out of the way, but it's much smaller than the hibachi that we just went to. The hibachi is like huge. That's like a couple hundred people can eat there. It's like, I think, the largest buffet in our area. The other one I go to is a lot smaller, so I just say, like, well, they don't have to serve as many people, so the quality of the food is going to be a lot higher. And she seemed to like it, so... either way, like, it was just nice to be able to get the whole family together. Since she's been in the Philippines for, like, the last, like, year and a half. Yeah, I'm hoping for some more Splatoon news, of course, for E3. Either another expansion. I doubt we're gonna get another expansion, to be perfectly honest. I'm like it feels like about time for them to move on to Splatoon 3. I mean, we've had this game for basically 2 years now, so. They're probably going to get ready to ramp up. But honestly, I would rather they start working on the next game. If they've got some ideas. But then, like, because it's clear they're not about improving the game that we've already got. They're really bad at that. We're 4 years into Splatoon, and they still have no answer for disconnects other than just bend over and take it up the tailpipe. Sorry. Did you join a lobby? You can't leave. And they gave me inkjet again. You know what? As long as I'm not getting trashed down, I am fine with that. Trash down never got fixed. They put in a new special that does all the same shit Splashdown does, except much better. They never made Splashdown stop sucking. Thank you. It was a really tight spot. I didn't think I was going to get out of there in time. Shit. Completely fucked up that shot. And that one. This is why flyfish need to be less difficult to take down. Or at least less resource intensive. You don't always have the resources to throw a bomb, to just drop a frickin' bomb in the thing. Much less aim it properly. Ooh. Ooh, nice. Splatoon 3, splat hardest. Shoot. Oh, that's not good. Oh, damn. We were so close to 30. I popped that thing right next to the basket, too. Ah, sorry, bud. I want to leave you in the ring of shame. Still got both my specials, though. And it is inkjet. That didn't count? Come on. What is going on right now? Seriously. Oh my god, like my shots are hitting nothing. Get off me. Jesus. All those eggs wasted! Whatever, we passed. Pretty close, too. It's just a shame watching all those eggs just sitting there. One zero. Okay. Ah, right. Oh. Yeah, it was a pretty bad match for me too. I didn't even check. What are the stages? I didn't even check to see what the stages were for the last rotation. Muscle Forge Fitness and Starfish. Yeah, I'm not missing much there. Alright. Set up a new room here. Last 7 run has Mr. Grizz. Last 7 run item is the actual Mr. Grizz radio. And you wear it as a hat. And it just, when you booyah, it just, instead of booyahing, it just gives you random lines that he'll say. The mothership is going for my basket! Smiley bands. You're tearing me apart, Lisa, Lisa! Wait, isn't that a freaking JoJo character? Because I don't know that because I think somebody made a joke. Because it's Tommy Wiseau's like, you're tearing me apart, Lisa. But somebody edited to a JoJo character and it said, you're tearing me apart, Lisa. No, no! I think it was one of the games. One of the JoJo games had that one of the characters say that. You're tearing me apart, Lisa, Lisa, as a reference to the room. Which honestly wouldn't surprise me given the way that series works. Stando! Squiddo! Oh god! Holy shit! Son of a bitch! Oh god, I should have shown my family that. It's like I don't watch JoJo. I really should. That's like another in a long list of shows I need to start watching. Goblin Slayer and Goblin Slayer, Rise of the Shield Hero are among them too. Nice shot. Smiley bands. Lisa, Lisa. Oh, are you serious? Ah. Alright. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Yep, right in front of me. You almost had it. Yep. Oh my god, you actually lived. You didn't rescue me! Freaking... Oh god, look at that number, that egg number. That wasn't you, buddy. You were down too, but I already knew. I already know. As soon as I counted down to 10. So I counted down to 10, so I knew we weren't gonna make it because that's always what happened. We didn't wipe, but we were not gonna survive long enough. And I went right next to the basket too. All right. Like I said, I'm not gonna be hung up on this because like I am gonna try to go to bed soon. I'm so not a morning person. On top of that, I've had to work I haven't had a day off since Monday, and I'm not gonna get a day off until this Monday. So that might be why I've been feeling so tired so early lately. It's just I just haven't had time. I haven't had any downtime to just not be at work and not deal with the retail fail. On top of all that, my store is remodeling, so we've got all that much stuff going on, and I have to help the new team lead learn how things are done. It's just been a mess. That's another reason why I wanted to get a vacation. So I can time to another thing is I really want to clean my freaking room, but I didn't get the vacation time I asked for, so and that's a project. Cleaning this room is gonna be a several day project. But if it's the only thing I have to worry about. Because at least at the end of it all, I can have some peace of mind knowing that my room is at least clean. Everything clean. Because I really do want to start doing VR stuff. I have the PlayStation VR because I managed to grab one of those on sale. So I got the PlayStation VR for $200. Oh God. Wave 1. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Oh, Jesus Christ! What is this? All right, just live. Don't even worry about me. It should be enough for you to guys get the freaking yeah. For the base, alright, thank you. I just used that just so we can get an egg in the basket. Shit! Alright. Well, it worked, I guess. Boy, that was rough, though. Thank you. Yeah. High tide on this is not fun. At least I had Stingray, though, so... But I really didn't want to use Stingray that early. Oh, now we're still on high tide, and it's a dark stage. Don't suppose we're getting oh God. Nope. So it's gotta be this one. Fortunately, we had to pop every single thing on the way here, so I'm already out of ink, and I'm dead. It's just... I mean, just pop one and then gauge its location from there. Just do... Oh, that's probably the last one then. Oh. Grab the furthest ones and then work your way in. Use both of my specials on that though. Let's not. Carl, we've already got quota. We don't need to be wasting our specials on that. Better off just trying to save that for the next round. Because these previous two are any indication, we're gonna need every bit we've got. Oh well. Yeah, you better run. Oh. That's a deceptively satisfying sound is when you freaking jump from a really high height and just dunk. Just boom. Of course they wouldn't let me have that shot. It's like it just needs to be destroyed on contact. It shouldn't have to be a fucking three-point shot. Off me. Surprised that was the end result. Oh god. Wait, who's down? Who's down? Where are you? Gotcha! No ring of shame for you! Ah! Whew. Good job. I keep ending up the only dude on these teams. Oh no. Oh no, Miss Cephalopods. 440. Eh. It's already 10:18. I think I'll just do one more round. I'm already starting to feel had a lot of food. So just the day's exhaustion and then the itis creeping in. It's gonna be soon. Yeah, unless I get it, I'm gonna. That's a familiar name. The dub. Mm. Yep. Since waking up tomorrow is already going to be a bit of a problem, so I'm at least try to get myself a decent amount of sleep. I hear the EA presentation was kind of shite, but you know it's EA. There's not much to expect there. Fucking, they're going on to Overwatch 2. I'm like, you didn't even finish Overwatch 1 yet. Like, the funny thing about it is as far as game design goes, Overwatch is far superior to Splatoon. But as far as like lore, storyline, like a continuous narrative, Overwatch is absolutely garbage tier. Holy fuck! How does the game about squids in a post-apocalyptic world have a tighter narrative than something from frickin' Blizzard? Like, it's so what the fuck. Oh god, they're both after me, aren't they? It's like, we're gonna have a whole bunch of new characters that most of the people who aren't playing the game will obsess over in terms of their sexuality. And when that fanon sexuality is changed, they'll rage about it. And they'll have to take a character, they'll have to decide one of the other characters is gay. Like, seriously? Like, Soldier 76 is a character who's been in the game since the beginning, and they waited until a Blizzard. They could waited until a convenient. The timing for that was very convenient when they had like the. I think the Reaper controversy came down, and then decided, oh yeah, Soldier 76 is gay. To have fun with that. Like seriously? And he's one of my favorite characters to play. I don't care who he sleeps with. It's so unimportant, but you're trying to win internet brownie points. Oh boy. Right, all three of us are over here, aren't we? Oh, piss off, damn it. Piss off! Get away from me. Crap. Oh god, yep, that's not going down well. Oh, MVP. Get him in the clutch. Get off me. I see you. That's all the eggs right there. Let's just not stand next to each other, please. God, what the hell? What the hell is even going on right now? Jesus Christ, look at all this shit. Oh, the quota's 21, yeah. The quota's that high on Wave 2. Then we've got a relatively high level team here. Yo, that shit is nuts! I tried. I'm sorry, Ryan. I didn't want to leave you in the freaking ring of shame. Oh, what are you doing? You fool! More. Okay. I think he figured it out too. He jumped down by reflex, but then he was like, "Oh wait!" and started turning around. Then he realized, "Oh, okay, I'm good. I'm safe." Yeah, right. Like. I don't really care about the parades either way. Like, if somebody wants to go out and have a parade, I'm like, well, as long as you're not, like, blocking me from going to work and shit, I don't care who and what you're marching for. But then you start getting mad if somebody else does it, like, wait. Like, aren't you supposed to be about equality? Then what does it mean? Like, if you want us to say, like, let us have a parade so we're not, you know, we're, like, let us celebrate because we're not hurting you. Okay, fine. But if these guys want to celebrate, what's the point? And then somebody on I think it was on Twitter said some really ignorant shit like straight people have never had to suffer, and I'm like, dude, did you not? They had just had a freaking movie about Loving versus Virginia in 1967 because a white man married a black woman and they both went to jail for it. Like, did you not see that movie, or did you not care? Like, because, yeah. It wasn't just, it was a straight white male who went to jail for marrying a black woman. Like, the straight, Yeah, that second wave was freaking nuts. Wave 1 was 19, so yeah, like everybody in this lobby, I think, is at least like 150. I think that's usually how it goes. Hold on a second. I think it shows you here. Hazard level was 182.4, unless I didn't refresh it correctly. Yeah, 182.4. That was ridiculous. Because the one before that was only 135. 129. Like, we failed a 129 and a 125. I'm just looking at the 124. Like, the ones I failed, 126. Like, the very first one and two, 136. They weren't that difficult. Like, how did we fail things like that? And that was a 182. Ugh. Alright. I'm just gonna wrap this up. Alright, thanks for helping me, Rand. Finally, like, wouldn't have gotten out of... I was at 360 when you joined me. Alright? So you got me back up above 100. I get to 500, but there really isn't any point in that. But yeah, there's one thing. If there's one thing that'll show you everybody's intolerance, it's what acts are being done in the name of tolerance that actually become intolerance, and it scares me what people will say and do, because the Oppression Olympics means more to them than anything else, and most people don't actually care. Like the Dark Phoenix movie came out, and like most people are saying it's a horrible movie, but then you still get these mouth breathing like, you only hate it because you hate women. Like, there've been shitty X-Men movies before Dark Phoenix, X-Men Origins Wolverine. But nobody said, like, if you didn't like X-Men Origins Wolverine, it's because you hate Canadians or some stupid shit, right? But that's internet drama for you. People will get mad over the stupid things. I think I got like a really good quote about that. Somebody was a screen grab. I'm trying to figure out where that went. Okay. Like, Twitter is fun because you get to be like, ducks are good, and someone in your top mentions will go, I'm sorry, but my brother is married to a duck scientist, and this is a harmful view. And then someone else pops up going, your silence about horses is extremely telling. Oh my god, it's like, really? I'm sorry, but like, yeah, I'm sorry about that tirade, but like, as the child of an interracial marriage, who's had to see firsthand, both in this country and outside of this country, how some people view those couples, and also the children of those couples. When you say some stupid, ignorant shit like that, I'm gonna get a little angry. Cause haven't been feeling the privilege that I'm supposed to be having because of my gender or sexual orientation, race, what have you. Doesn't, like, some of the most ignorant stuff I've been through in my lifetime has been at the hands of, like, I'm a mixed race black Filipino. Some of the most ignorant shit I've had to live through in my life, including like being assaulted at my job, was at the hands of a black kid. And most of the kids I got beat up by when I was growing up were the Filipino kids in the neighborhood that I grew up in. And I'm Filipino too, but I'm not pure Filipino. So that kind of shit happens everywhere. So trying to like, I'm more oppressed than you and all that shit. I'm like, shut up. Just shut up. People are shitty everywhere you go. It does not matter. If you're not the same as everybody else, you're gonna suffer for it. That's just how it is. Oh, sorry about all that, but oh man, these days there's just so much stupid shit, and it's bleeding into every aspect of my life that I normally wouldn't have to worry about it. Like video games, comic books, movies about video games and comic books, all kinds of stuff like that. It's like, you used to be, I didn't have to worry about that kind of stuff. It's like, okay, like, you would call, like, you used to call us nerds because, you know, we escaped into this stuff. We were into comic books, we were into video games, and we were made fun of for it because we were you know, we weren't part of the real world and all that shit. And now that shit is creeping into our stuff. So on top of that, so that stuff is creeped into our mediums. Comic books are not selling. Comic book stores are going out of business because modern comics are trying to pander to an audience that does not exist, that never bought comics. The movies, we're starting to see, the movies are starting to get like that now. Like they're more concerned with telling people you're bad for this reason or that reason instead of just trying to tell a story, trying to tell a good story. At least Marvel made it to Endgame relatively unscathed, but it's only gonna get worse from here. And uh, I'm really sorry that I'm ranting like this, but like I wanted my gaming channel to just be about gaming, but it's getting to the point where you can't not talk about it because apparently by not talking about it, what is it? No, what stupid shit do they say? Silence is violence, right? Not only are words violence, which is not true. Words are not violence. Violence is violence. But if you don't speak up when somebody feels offended, that in itself is also an act of violence. Like, shut the fuck up. I was in the Philippines during the People Power Revolution. Like, do you guys understand that I've actually seen what happens when somebody in political power seizes that power? Like, Marcos literally had his political opponent assassinated. Like, we're not talking stolen elect. Like, he actually stole the election, and on top of that, he had his freaking political rival murdered. That's like the kind of actual dictatorship that people dream about over here. I was there when it happened. But like the Filipino people, like the People Power Revolution, ousted a dictator that had his political rival assassinated, and he had control of the country. He did not allow anybody to speak up against him. So that's one of those reasons why I always like people will talk shit about freedom of speech. Like, you need to have that. Anybody who's trying to take that away from you is not a good person, because I've seen firsthand what happens to a country, to people, when they're not allowed to speak. It's scary shit. And thankfully, it hasn't happened in America, and hopefully it never will. But yeah, I'm not like I still remember very vividly being a 6-year-old kid and having a freaking vest strapped to me, like, because my mother was pregnant with my younger brother, and it was just me and my sister at the house by ourselves, and that all that shit was going on. My dad had to strap like a freaking combat vest to me and my sister, and handed us knives and taught us how to cut the Achilles tendon of an adult, because our lives might depend on it. But he was on duty on base, so he kind of just had to, you know, my mom was pregnant. And my dad was in the military. He was in the Air Force back then. So we just had to fend for ourselves. And thankfully nothing happened to any of us. But, no, Claire, you don't ever have to apologize for that. If you're not free to speak your mind, I'm doing something wrong. Like, you know, that's what friends should be for. Like, I want everybody who speaks to me and speaks on my channel to be able to speak their mind freely about whatever they feel like. That's one of the. It's like I feel very strongly about freedom of speech for that reason, because I've lived in a place where we did not have it, where it was taken away forcefully by somebody who wanted to have power. So when I see people say, you know, stupid shit like speech is violence, you shouldn't say this, you shouldn't say that, I'm going to tell you what you can and cannot say, I'm going to say something about it. That's just where I stand. So, no, I'll speak my mind. You can speak your mind. You can say whatever you want. I may not agree with you, but that's fine. I mean, I just took this, like, I was in the service. I was in the military when 9/11 happened. So again, like, I have a very strong belief in standing up for things like that. I was literally cleaning a toilet when I heard about the first plane, and I watched on the channel. I watched the news as the second plane hit, and that shit was scary. And the commander told we went to ThreatCon Delta, and we kicked all the civilians off the base. But that kind of stuff is important to me. Everybody in like my father and my brother, we all served in the military. It's something we believe in. We came to this country because we have better opportunity here. Like, that's just what it is. Like, there are people out there that actually literally hate this country and everything it stands for, while they live in this country and enjoy its benefits. And there are countries on this planet where if you said the country you lived in was a shithole, you would be taken away in the dead of night. Like, do you not like? Oh my god! Like, I sound like an old man, but there's so many spoiled children. So many spoiled children over here who have had nothing but the best, the most privileged. Like, you live in the best country in the world. You realize that. You can say and do anything you want. You can say and be anything you want, basically. You can become anything. You can be an absolute nobody and turn into a star overnight. Like, you just have the right attitude, the right time, the right place. It happens here. That's where that happens. Freaking out. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you guys were probably freaking out. I didn't know where all my family members were, so I was scrambling. So as soon as I saw that hit, and then like I had to scramble to try to find out what's going on. Mom, Dad, where is everybody? Because I heard my sister was in New York when that happened, so it's just like, holy shit, where the fuck is she? Thankfully, everybody I knew was okay, but the base went to ThreatCon Delta, and just after that, base went to ThreatCon Delta, and I started doing roving watches because I volunteered. Like, they needed anybody who wanted to volunteer to do roving watches because they shut down the base. And when a military base goes to ThreatCon Delta, no civilians are allowed in or out. And it was rough because my best friend Jeff, who made me the godfather of his child, actually, because we were good friends back then. It was rough for him because his wife and his newborn son had to be kicked off the base. Like, he couldn't go see them. And it was a rough period for him, too. And then I had my own issues back then, which I'm not going to talk about on this show because it's more than a little deep. But, yeah. I just remember freaking out about that, too. And, like, oh my god, kids these days don't know how good they have it. God, it's like, do they even know what it was like to fly, like pre 9/11? Like, when you didn't have to freaking check your shoes into the freaking plane, like when you didn't have to go through 2 miles of X-rays and wands, like where you weren't allowed, where the only thing you were allowed to take with you was like a plastic bag where everything is visible and shit. Like, y'all don't know. I mean, yeah. There's a lot of dumb stuff is being said and done in the name of quote-unquote tolerance and equality, and that's the kind of stuff that starts, like, dictatorships and like, actual freedoms being lost. So, yeah. I'm sorry about that. Wow, that was, like... Maybe, okay, like, let's just pretend this all had to do with the fact that the last Splatfest is Chaos versus Order, and even though I'm Team Chaos because I believe like the natural order of things leads towards chaos, because I've seen what happens when a certain order takes control. There's a lot of people that say they're for chaos because they want to turn on the government because it's all evil. I'm like, okay, so you want to be the one that decides the rules, though. Only you are pure and good and wholesome enough to decide about what is good and what is right and what rules everybody should live by. Because you're like, these people are the ones that are saying only these people are allowed to speak, only these people are allowed to have their opinions. Like, I guess it's also relevant because I'm also a YouTuber, and you're probably hearing about the Vox adpocalypse going on right now. And I'm not a political guy, but I do believe in freedom of speech. Like I said, it's a fundamental freedom that people should have, especially if you're supposedly against fascism. I have seen, and I've lived it. Like, most of these kids spouting this shit, like on Twitter and Tumblr, on all this stuff, they dream about it. Like they wish they could be the freedom fighters from Sonic the Hedgehog, Sat Am, with Orange Mustache Man Bad as their villain. It's like, if that was actually what was happening, you'd be the heroes. But yeah. I think one of the reasons why I ended up leaving Tumblr is like one of the artists I followed was actually saying like you should go out and punch anybody you think might be a Nazi, and I'm like, what? What? And then he followed up with, if you happen to be wrong, run. I'm like, wait. So you should what you're calling for is violence against people based on racial profiling, and you don't even have the guts to stand up and take the punishment you rightfully deserve for acting like a violent idiot. And like run for, like, he's literally saying like you should run, like if you think somebody is a quote unquote Nazi, you should assault them. And if you don't, and if you happen to be wrong, don't apologize, don't turn yourself in, don't do anything legally or morally right. Be a fucking pussy and run away. Like, no. That is actually where, that is the line. That is where freedom of speech ends. That's because that's not freedom of speech. That is an incitement to violence. That was an incitement to racial profiling. It was completely morally, legally, socially bankrupt on all accounts. It's like, well, it was a nice run, buddy, but yeah, go fuck yourself. Like, oh my god, it was some of the most ignorant shit. Hey, you'll see some people say some stupid stuff. There's another comment. I don't know if I screen capped or not. Somebody on Tumblr was saying like we should make a virus, because it was one of those. It was, I think it was no, I'm pretty sure it was right after it was during the Ghostbusters thing, that whole 2016 Ghostbusters remake, and because like, no, if you didn't like that movie, it was because you were sexist. And one of the comments I read said that somebody should make a virus that wipes out all the men on the planet. I'm like, that's genocide. That's pretty fucked up. But it's okay when you say stupid shit like that. Like, whoa. Fucking whoa. No. Yeah, my channel's like, my channel's already demonetized and shit. Like, you can't take away money from me that I don't have. So I'm just gonna talk about whatever I want. Cause like, I'm not monetized. The previous YouTube adpocalypse already made sure I was demonetized because I wasn't already a big channel. So it's like, I got nothing to freaking lose. So I'm just gonna speak my mind, and anybody here just like can speak their mind too. Like, I don't have to agree with you. Just don't do anything stupid or illegal, especially not both. Like that idiot was saying. Like, no, I'm not even gonna put him on blast, because what normally happens is like, you like, hey, this person does this. This is like, no, I hate call-out culture. I absolutely fucking despise call-out culture. It makes people act like they're freaking... They act like they're freaking Captain America or Iron Man. They actually think they're superheroes for making a post about something, whether or not something is true. And like, that's actually what's happening with the Vox apocalypse. Because I think Steven Crowder made fun of somebody, but because he happens to be gay, it must be he was making fun of him, so he must be homophobic, and it's a lot of bullshit like that. Like, if you think what I'm saying is stupid, you can go ahead and say that. It doesn't matter what my skin color is. But there are people out there who says, well, you Richard James said this and that, and you called him an idiot for it. It must be because you're a racist. So like, no, I didn't say that. He can call me an idiot. He can disagree with everything he said. I'll support his right to free speech. I might not like what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. That is what this means. That is why I wore this. God, thank you for your support. I just don't make enemies on my account. That's all I'm saying, because I know I know there's a lot of people out there who want you to stay in your lane and tell you what you should say, what you should think, and what views you should have, and I despise that. Because I've seen what happens when people like that gain power. The ones who think they know, the ones who think they should be in power, and use what little power they have to put themselves up top, are the ones who absolutely should not have power. And the scary thing is, all these calls to violence, like, the People Power Revolution was not a violent uprising. It was a non-violent demonstration. We kicked out a dictator without without throwing punches, without throwing milkshakes, without shooting nobody, without no violence. It was a non-violent revolution, and we did it. Like, if a poor as dirt third world country can get rid of somebody who assassinated his political rival, what are you, like? You got no excuses then. You really don't got any excuses. You can do it here. You can do everything the right way. I don't support violence for that sake. It frightens me. Because I don't want that to happen here. And I don't want that to happen to people I care about. Sorry about that, folks. This is supposed to be World's Worst Woomies. And it turned into that. But I guess if it was some time I needed to say something, I try to keep my channel as apolitical as possible and all that shit. But when that shit comes knocking down your door, when all I want to do is play games, have fun with my friends and shit, and then people come in banging at my door saying like, well, you should think this way, you should talk this way, you have this skin color, so this means this is how you should think and this is how you should act. I'm like, excuse me? Excuse the fuck out of me? Surprise Pikachu face. That's just like, alright, gamer talk. Surprise Pikachu face. No. I'm just a firm believer that as long as what you're doing doesn't hurt anybody, you should be alright. That's okay. You have the freedom to do that. But don't start fights where don't start a fight that you can't finish, and definitely don't start a fight that you're not ready to have. Like, if you're gonna take swings, get ready to get swung back. I think that's the real problem that we're having these days. Is everybody wants to be able to everybody wants to be able to say whatever they want, but don't have anybody talk back. People want to be able to inflict violence, but if somebody punches back, it's like, oh no, whoa, what are you doing? And I think that's what I was saying. Like, silence is violence. I'm like, no, it's not. Violence is violence. You throwing punches at people when their back is turned is violence. You throwing a freaking kick at a woman who's filming you with her phone is violence. That's like, no, you're doing it wrong. You are not the hero of this. You are not the hero of the story. And the funny thing about that is every villain thinks he is the hero of his own story. But to the people who are watching it from the outside can tell really easily who the villain really is. I'm just putting my foot down. Like, I'm sick of this shit in my games. I'm sick of this shit in my comics. I'm sick of this shit in my movies. I just want to play a game and have fun. I want to watch a movie and be entertained. I want to, watch shows and be entertained. It doesn't even matter, like, if you don't watch the show, you are this, that, and the third. If you don't watch this, and if you don't like it, or if you say something bad about it, it's only because you are a racist, sexist, bigot, Nazi, homophobe, etc., 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 etc. That's what people actually mean when they say we don't want politics in our games. Metal Gear Solid is a word vomit diarrhea of politics. But it uses politics as a backdrop. If you said I didn't like Metal Gear Solid or whatever, nobody ever came at you and said, well, that's only because you're a Nazi, or that's only because you love violence or some stupid shit like that. No. It's only lately that we're seeing stuff like that. God, what a mess. And it's like, just... Like, that's what I'm hoping, at least with E3. My biggest hope for E3 is that we can start having fun playing video games again. it used to be it used to be a recreational pastime. It used to be something that those of us who were suffering in real life for whatever reason, bullying especially, could use to escape from the real world. And now that bullying is now escape that the bullying is being inverted. It's weird. Right? Well, they already said they're working on it. So God, being the aggressor. Oh, hey, Darrell, what's going on? Yeah, it's like they need to be offended. Like they have to be offended, and if they're not, like if there's nothing wrong going on, they'll find something to be offended. Somebody said like don't act surprised by the offense you were looking for and was happy to find. It's really scary. I mean, like, yeah, I was saying, it's like I was just talking about Turtle. Like, I don't think like Turtle was only like what? No, you weren't even born yet. No, my mom was pregnant with our other brother when the People Power Revolution happened. So yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier, Turtle. But like, I'm sick of that the mentality that a piece of entertainment has to be a statement of what kind of person you are, and just like, I'm just playing a game. I'm playing a game, dude. That's all it is. I just, this is a game of squids. It's not that deep. That ain't it, Chief. Like I remember back when I think it was 2016. We were talking about Ghostbusters 2016. Angry Video Game Nerd said he just didn't want to review it. He knew he wasn't going to like that movie anyway, because it was just another soulless cash grab. It was just another soulless cash grab remake. And he said, "Yeah, I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to review it. There's no point in me watching a movie I know I'm not going to hate. I know I'm not going to like." And they called him a freaking sexist, Nazi, bigot, all of that. It's like you weren't allowed to dislike this movie or speak ill of it. And we've been seeing more and more of that as more and more of these movies try to pander to an audience instead of just being good. None of that happened with Wonder Woman, but we saw it with Ghostbusters. We saw it with was it Ocean's 8? We're seeing it with Captain Marvel, but we didn't see it with Wonder Woman. It was 2 years ago. We didn't see it with Battle Angel Alita, which released the month before. Nobody said that. We didn't see that with the original Terminator 1, Terminator 2. We didn't see that with the original Star Wars trilogy with Leia Organa. Who else am I thinking about? We didn't see that with the 6 Resident Evil movies with Mila Jovovich. Who else? We didn't see that for the like the 3 or 4 Aliens movies that had Ellen Ripley in it. So it's like, this is not a new thing, but all of a sudden, if you don't like this thing, it's gotta be because you don't like who's in it for whatever reason. Like Black Panther. If you didn't like Black Panther, it must be because you're racist. It's our first black superhero. I'm like, what? No, he's not. He's not even like the 10th black superhero movie. Like, no, stop lying. Stop using my skin color to validate yourself. Like, oh god, the victim mentality pisses me off so much. And Black Panther was an okay movie. It was just an okay movie. Like, people say how important it is and all that shit. I'm like, it's not that deep, dude. And I also love the hypocrisy of it because, like, when Marvel had its version of Asgard, they made sure to color swap basically every character in it. So Heimdall is a black guy, and 2 of the Warriors 3 are like, well, one of the Warriors 3 is now Asian. And like none of the Asgardians had to be a hodgepodge of different races because that's just where we are. But Wakanda could not be anything other than an all-black city. And it was like, well, it's Asgard, so it's a fictional like Asgard is a fictional place, so we can do whatever we want with it. And I was like, okay, then why did you do that with frickin' Wakanda? Nala's the first black princess. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Like, what? She's a fucking lion. I said, did you not watch like freaking Coming to America? Like, it's all about the first, like when they make these things, they keep talking about first black thing, like freaking first Marvel They were saying like Captain Marvel was the first female-led Marvel movie. I'm like, did you not watch Elektra? Like that was a Marvel character, and they just keep moving the goalposts. I think they just announced that they're making a Supergirl movie. Like finally they're making a Supergirl movie. I'm like, finally. There was a Supergirl movie back in like 1984. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Which is funny. I think it was 1984, or maybe it's just because there's a lot of 1984 George Orwell type stuff going on right now. I'm like, they were saying Black Panther was the first black superhero. I'm like, fuck no. Like, you had a whole 3 Blade movies with Wesley Snipes. You had freaking Shaquille O'Neal and Steel. You had Halle Berry and Catwoman, so you just not only had black, but a black woman. You had Michael Jai White as Spawn, technically Black Dynamite. Oh, no, not Black Dynamite. Oh, no, he was Black Dynamite. You had Will Smith as Hancock, technically Deadshot. Eddie Murphy as Meteor Man, and Damon Wayans as Blank Man. Like, that's like what? That's like 10 right there. Then you kind of get to Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther. It's like, no. Or are you fine with erasing past accomplishments just so you can say, first? That ain't it, Chief. Black Panther was alright. I like the movie, just not that much. But I thought the colonizer line was super ugly and like super racist. Like if he just turned around and fired back and said, "I shouldn't be taking that from a crown princess of a nation of spear chuckers," oh my lord, that would have been outrage. But like the thing is, Wakandans are still chucking spears, so super demonetized. If my channel wasn't demonetized, though, you're super demonetized. Like there's an extra layer of demonetized. Like you're not. I'm not making any money. What's the point? I'm like a super nobody in the YouTube/Twitch landscape, and I'm supposed to be fucking playing. I'm supposed to be freaking playing Silver. Fuck it. If I'm gonna keep ranting, I might as well just keep. If I'm gonna keep ranting, I might as well just keep playing at this rate. Because I'm not going to sleep with all this freaking angry energy I've got. Right? I should have just freaking kept playing. I'm sorry, Rand. Rant. I almost said rant. I'm sorry. I should have just kept playing. But I didn't want to do it distracted. Like, I have enough challenges playing this game as it is. With the teammates I get. I don't want to be half-assing it. But that's something that has been brewing for a very long time. Because I just wanted to try to keep that kind of shit off my channel. But it's not like I got a lot of viewers anyway. It's not like I'm going to be pissing anybody off. Like, oh no, there goes all like 2 of my viewers. Suppressing fire! But I've just been watching the steady decay of all my favorite pastimes and things. The people saying that this thing, like this is not made for you, and I'm like, what? Like, I don't care what. Oh Jesus! I didn't think I'd be able to carry him up here. Like, people will speak out against gatekeeping. Like, they think that, like, it's something super egotistical, racist, sexist, whatever, when people like gatekeeping in the video game or anime communities and shit like that. But if you're in any way critical of something that is from a protected class, the first thing they'll do is say, well, your opinion doesn't matter, this thing was not made for you. Like, what? Like, for the longest time, video games, comic books, and stuff having to do with that was not made for people like you. Because people like you were making fun of people like us for being into this shit. And now you're coming into our house and telling us we don't belong here? And we're gonna see that this shit start to collapse, and it makes me sad. Like, the comic book industry has all but killed itself. Right? It's just like, it kind of reminded me of like, there's all these people that are trying to be mad on behalf of Native Americans because the freaking Redskins as a team exists with that name. And they took a poll they actually asked some Native Americans what they thought about it, and most of them didn't give a shit. So they completely just erased it. Like, they didn't get the result they wanted, so they pretended that they asked it as, oh shit. We were trying to be offended on their behalf, and it turns out they don't give a shit. Because Speedy Gonzales is another big thing. We were saying, like, Speedy Gonzales is offensive to Mexicans. I'm like, Mexicans fucking love that character. What are you fucking talking about? They fucking love Speedy Gonzales. He's like constantly depicted as a hero who outwits. He's not just fast, like he's also intelligent. He outwits Sylvester in almost every cartoon. Like I've seen, like in Tom and Jerry, you'll see Tom win sometimes. Sometimes he'll outwit Jerry. Sometimes Jerry is the instigator. Jerry is the asshole who's messing with Tom, and Tom is just trying to chill, and Jerry's messing with him just for fun. I think it's oh shit, probably gonna die. Oh no, yeah, I'm dead. That's especially prevalent with Chuck Jones's run on Tom and Jerry. Like when Chuck Jones was in charge of Tom and Jerry, like Tom won quote unquote won a few episodes. I think it was there was one episode where Jerry and his cousin or his friend were messing with Tom, and all Tom was trying to do was take a nap, and they were just fucking with him hardcore. But at the end of the episode, he catches them, he puts them in a bottle, and that's it. He just puts them in a bottle and he just goes back to sleep, and that's it, because that's all he was trying to do that entire time. But Speedy Gonzales was never like that. Speedy Gonzales was like always the hero. Who was just trying to get cheese for his people. Feedly, I'm sorry. Oh god, but I saved you at least. Yeah, but they loved the hell out of him. I think they tried to. It's like another reason why Porky Pig kind of went to the backside for a while. It's like, oh, Porky Pig is making fun of people who have speech impediments. It's like, you know, people genuinely like the character. Is there are people who just have speech impediments. You don't solve the problem. Not that there really isn't a problem. The ones who have a problem are you. And the source of the humor from Porky Pig was never the fact that he had a speech impediment. He was a cartoon character. Like, it was just the random shit he found himself in. If you're gonna go that route, then everything bad that ever happens to Daffy Duck is bad because he's black. Like, yeah, the RoboCop remake. Like, the RoboCop remake was not great by any stretch of the imagination. Not only that, they took Lois. Lois was replaced by Lewis, so they took the one prominent female role they had and gave it to a guy. So they took out a female role. Lois from the original movie was a great character. She was tough as nails. She's literally introduced getting into a fight with an inmate that's fighting her back. She gets pushed off, then she gets back in his face and knocks him the fuck out. Like, but in the remake of it, Murphy's partner is a black dude who happens to be named Lewis, and he does almost nothing. Said Endgame was considered discontinued because it's 3-hour runtime. Right, I remember that. Yeah, they're just trying to be a freaking event, and this dude is like, fuck, dude in wheelchair was like, fuck you. Right? I'm like, what are you doing with that mess? Shut the fuck up. I'm like, I don't want to say, I'm honestly surprised that, like, you know, they'll find anything and everything to be offended about. Like, they were somebody literally counted back when the original Captain Marvel trailers were being dropped. Somebody literally counted how many words Samuel L. Jackson had in the trailer versus Captain Marvel. I think because Samuel L. Jackson was narrating it, he had like 67 words. Captain Marvel only had 33, and they were complaining that, you know, this is sexist because the male character has more lines than the female character who's the lead of the movie. And like you're really sitting there counting words because you don't think you're offended, like you're not offended enough. Never mind that Captain Marvel is almost literally a white savior movie. Like you're like, this is, oh Jesus. An ultra powerful god, like Aryan goddess white savior movie who's so powerful nobody can stop her. But she ends up being the most ineffective character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe because she's never where she needs to be when she needs to be there. That's kind of the problem you have when you have a character that you shoehorn in. It's like, where? Yeah, the fucking cockpit. Oh. You see the commercial for freaking Dark Phoenix? They're doing that shit with that one too. She like Mystique literally it's Mystique, who's still wearing the fake face, by the way, for some reason. Like, she says something that... She's talking to Xavier, I think, and she says, like, we're always saving the men around here. Maybe you should think about changing the name to X-Women. Like, literally said that to his face. Keep in mind, in that continuity, Mystique literally broke into Xavier's home as a child, and Xavier took her in. And that's how she thanks him, by talking to him like that. Also, he took a bullet for another woman too. But you know, like, oh god, they're so busy trying to pander to an audience that doesn't buy comic books or watch these movies, at the expense of having a good story. Like, Wonder Woman was a great film. There's no denying it. For the longest time, there was no contest that Wonder Woman was the best DCEU film. People are still, to this day, people are still split on Man of Steel. People are still split on Justice League, even on not Justice League, on Batman vs Superman. Like, I don't think either of those movies were particularly good, personally. And there's still a lot of discourse about it. But nobody denies that Wonder Woman is a good movie. It's not flawless. Its third act especially has like some really problems because it was a stupid ass pull at the end to try to make it about Ares. But nobody denied that it was always a great movie. Oh Jesus, is everybody dead? Yeah. Game awards for the final Splatfest. Hey, Red Guy, what's going on? Yeah, if it follows the trend of Splatoon 1, whoever wins this Splatfest will determine what kind of setting we're gonna get in Splatoon 3. Oh God, I'm dead. Thank you for the follow, Red Guy. Since Marie won the last Splatfest in Splatoon 1. She ended up being your guide in Splatoon 2. So since this Splatfest is about, you know, it's basically good future, it's chaos future or order future. So when we get into Splatoon 3, are we gonna have a land of pure anarchy, or is it gonna be freaking order? That's gonna be a fun little thing to speculate. And again, thank you for following, Red Guy. I'm like, it's kind of funny that, like, you kind of hopped in, and, like, after I just spent 20 minutes on the Salmon Run screen just ranting about how I'm tired of freaking people using games, comic books, and movies as platforms to push agendas that nobody really cares about. Nobody that matters cares about, I should say. At least not to the audience that, oh Jesus, that consumes this stuff. I mean, if you want proof, you just gotta look at the comic book industry. Captain Marvel's the best example. Captain Marvel has had 8 books. I think she's up to 8 now. Since Carol Danvers became Captain Marvel in like 2005, she's gotten 8 books canceled due to low sales. So when people are saying she's the most popular, she's a popular comic book character, that is an outright lie. Just throw a bomb my way, please. I think they got a really terrible artist to draw the Squirrel Girl comics. Like, her comics are absolutely horrible to look at. Like, honestly, I don't like. I don't draw much, even though I should. But I think I could draw a Squirrel Girl looking better than what she does in the comics right now. It's pretty bad. I mean, you can't. It's good if you want to try to bring more people in, but you can't do that by insulting the people who got you as far as you did. Because at the end of the day, what people really want are good stories. And that's what I'm saying, like, Wonder Woman and Alita were really good about that. Like, here's the thing. I never actually read the Alita, like, comic books or manga. But, like, the Alita movie was just a really good movie on its own. Both in terms of story, both in terms of... As an adaptation of a manga, which I had to look up afterwards, I was like, oh, yeah, this is pretty spot on, actually. And the thing is, like, my dad, who is not even a manga anime enthusiast, he's the one that took me to see Alita because he went to see it and he really liked it. Because, again, that's all that really matters. Do you have a good story? I'm like, they want to try to paint gamers as like freaking evil Nazi, freaking sexist that hate women and all that shit. And like, what? Kind of nothing like the movie? Okay. It's pretty gruesome, too. All things considered. Yeah, I'm definitely leaning more towards chaos on that one. That's gonna be fun. Yeah, I figured. Just all you gotta do is make a good story. Like, they announced they announced Metroid Prime. Like, all we got for Metroid Prime 4 was a freaking logo. That's it. And people lost their minds. Because it's a game, Metroid is a game series that people really like. Samus Aran is a character that people really like. But, you know, gamers hate women for some reason. Wait, Toonami is still a thing? I thought Toonami stopped, I thought Toonami went off the air a while back. I thought they had their frontal broadcast. I could have sworn they had their frontal broadcast. You know, talk about... Toonami's my jam. That was the shit that brought a lot of the anime, that, like, a lot of anime over here. Oh, the old Toonami. Oh, there's... That was the old Toonami. This is Toonami 2. Toonami harder. Oh, God! Came at us like thunder. I can't believe I let that shit get behind me. That was a fucking stupid mistake. name is still Toonami. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, it's just like, oh Jesus, I do miss Toonami a lot. Like just coming in after school. Toonami was still on even when I was in the military. So I was talking about 9/11, but I was like, yeah, Toonami was still on even when I was in the military. And like, when I was in, oh snap, crap. When I was in my A school, the first 6 months of my training, like it was basically like school, so. And that would actually be part of my routine still. Like it was a nice little thing. Like you'd still have, the shit was still we were studying freaking nuke tech, so it was not easy. But we'd have class like pretty much normal, and then like after class, like I kind of just have time to chill, watch Toonami. Yep, that was really well. All right, Rand, take it easy. Thanks for sticking with me and like dealing with my stupid long-winded rants about stuff that should not be in a gaming channel. 7 years ago? Oh God, I'm old. I'm trying to. I know G Gundam was one of the shows that was on back then. Like, I really wanted to hate that show because it was just so. Oh my God. It was so over the top, and some of it was stupid. But I think that's why. But I was also watching wrestling at the time, so it's like, if I can watch wrestling, then I can deal with G Gundam. But that was back when it was the Attitude Era, and I was actually watching pay-per-views. And I hear like there's a new startup with AEW. I think, yeah, okay, now I think I did remember hearing about something about that. Holy shit, Waluigi's on our team! We're good, boys. That's an automatic win. Waluigi is here. Finally! The Wa has come back to Splatoon! It's like, you know, like, G Gundam's like, if you took the worst aspects of DBZ's fighting, Sailor Moon's, like, repeated use of the same animation for attacks, and just, like, overact, like, WWE style overacting, like, that's what G Gundam was. Oh, and, freaking country-based Gundams that were so ludicrous, they would by today's standards, they would be labeled as racist. Fucking the Sweden Gundam was literally a windmill with a Gundam head on it. Like, are you fucking kidding me? What are you doing, you fool? He's using his... Oh God, why are these... It wouldn't be a Salmon run unless it gets some absolute idiot on my team doing stupid shit like that. He used the Stingray on the freaking... on these boxes, not on the fucking mothership. Why? Like, they've been giving me the Stingray on this stage a lot, but we never once had a freaking mothership until now, and then they give it to an absolute moron. Why? And we have no, like, yeah, we're not passing this. Honestly. Christ, we're not even getting close to having enough. Oh my God, he's actually using that, but it's probably... I don't think that'll do us any good. Oh. Good job, moron. Skull Gundam, right? Never fails. All that work I did, and I lose it on the first one. There's the moron with the freaking Stingray didn't use it until the last 10 seconds. Oh God. So Waluigi got 0 eggs. That team was absolute garbage. I got as many eggs as the rest of my team put together. My turf war luck has fully my turf war luck has fully assimilated into Salmon Run, where my performance is now on par with the rest of my team put together. Jesus Christ. Oh man. The American Gundam was a boxer that also had a gun, like literal pistol. The French, the freaking French Gundam had roses. Oh man, the Russian Gundam was a big strong man with an iron ball and chain. The Chinese Gundam was a freaking dragon. Though, to be fair, Gundam Wing basically did the same fucking thing. Was that last year? I'm like, I don't know if you're just saying remember last year, because like I didn't even know Toonami was a thing until you just told me in this very stream. I was like, if something happened last year, I don't know about it because I didn't even know Toonami was still around. I mean, Toonami was important for its time because it was the only way it was like the only place to get anime in one location. I mean, now the way we consume media now has changed. I would have expected Toonami to be brought back as like an app or something. Was like an alternative to like say to Crunchyroll. The Crunchyroll's shite. Ugh. Learn Japanese voices with English subtitles. How is that an April Fool's prank? That's not an April Fool's prank. That's a cruel joke. A cruel angel's thesis, if it were, as it were. Almost as cruel as a Netflix redub. Oh god, that's basically it. Netflix redubbing Evangelion without the original voice actors and claiming it's a Netflix original. Oh, just live, guys. Just live. Thank you. I would usually agree subs would be better than dubs, but there's just sometimes where like say something like Dragon Ball Broly. I had to watch that in English because there's so much animation going on and things like that. I want to be able to take in the animation without having to divert my eyes to the lower half of the screen at all times, just so I could read what's going on. Like, I want to be able to enjoy the story as it is, as it's being presented to me, and not like half and half, like where I'm reading down. I would really like to see what it would be like if somebody dubbed, or somebody instead of subs and dubs, like we had bubs, like bubbles, like if people used speech bubbles, like they would if it was a normal comic book, instead of putting the lines spoken at the bottom of the screen, they put in a speech bubble next to the character. So it's easier to tell who's saying what and when. Because like when you get multiple, like in subs, if you've got multiple people speaking at the same time, good luck trying to figure out who's saying what. Like especially becomes a problem when you're watching an argument. Unless whoever's doing the subtitles actually like uses different colored text to note different characters. Oh god, we can. Oh god! Just live! Grog, just live! Yes! Woo! Oh, I couldn't save the other one. Toonami's English dub anime. Well, you also got to consider context too, Red Guy. What's a really good example? Steam Boy. Steam Boy is a really good example of a movie being better dubbed than sub, because it takes place in England, so it doesn't really make sense for these characters to be speaking Japanese. It really is like, even if I could say, even if I could understand Japanese, it just doesn't work. It immediately takes you out. Especially when they say English words in a thick Japanese accent. Thames, like it's the Thames. That's it. That's all you need to say. Also, it had Patrick Stewart voicing a character. Like, you can't go wrong with Patrick Stewart. I think he already had a lot of voice work done for American Dad by then. Oh shit! Am I gonna? Oh, I am surprised as fuck I lived through that. Yeah, and generally I will try to watch. I will try to watch it in subtitles. Oh Jesus! Dimension W. I don't think I've heard that one. I haven't watched a lot of anime in a long time though. I mean, okay. I mean, just live. As long as you live, we'll be okay. That's wave 3. We're good. So, like, I didn't actually get around to watching Castlevania until I was visiting my friend Caramel for NecoCon. It ended up being really, really good. Actually, I think when I was having dinner with my family, I think my uncle was like, oh, like he overheard us talking, like, oh, what show are you guys talking about? Like, oh, Castlevania, it's on Netflix. They said like that series had no right being anywhere near as good as it ended up being. For one, an anime, like, it's an anime based on an NES game, like based on like one of the original run of the NES games. Right, like basically anything from Studio Trigger. It is Kill la Kill was Studio Trigger, right? Like anything from Kill la Kill is like a Studio Trigger. Like but there's a lot of anime. Like Little Witch Academia is one thing I want to check out, because I think like Susie Manabaran. I keep messing up the pronunciation name, but I think like she is Filipina. Like the way her name is spelled is how it would be in Tagalog, and I think believe her last name Manabaran is based on a mythological creature in Filipino folklore. But it's also just a really good series. So like Kill la Kill, something I've been wanting to check out. I gotta check out Rise of the Shield Hero, Goblin Slayer. I did watch Sword Art Online, but not very impressed with that. It was like Kirito was a little too Gary Stu for me. I wanted to like that series, but good lord, I couldn't stand how freaking just good and perfect and pure Kirito was at everything. Like he couldn't lose a fight unless the other guy was outright cheating. Despite the fact that he had ability nobody else had, which in itself should be considered cheating. He's like fucking hacking everything, and everybody likes him. It's like, dude, can you stop? Like, I'm no stranger to harem anime. I mean, come on. Like, I've watched Tenchi Muyo, I've watched Love Hina. But the thing is, like, the heroes in those stories are flawed. Urashima Keitaro in Love Hina, especially so. Now, I don't know if the Philippines actually exists in Little Witch Academia, but her name and a lot of her a lot of her mannerisms, I think that's what they were saying, because Manabaran was is like a Filipino folklore creature. It's kind of like they're saying, Talim from Soul Calibur. Like, back when Soul Calibur 2 was out, like, I was doing training mode with it. And I was doing, some of, Talim's training mode missions. And, like, every single move, like, in Namco, every single move is named. Like, every single move has a name. Your regular jab, your 3-hit combo, everything is named. And looking at the move list for Talim, I noticed, like, wait a minute. A lot of these words look like Tagalog, which is, you know, the Filipino native language. And, like, one day my sister came in, and, like, I had to ask her, like, Steph, is this Tagalog? Because, like, I think she's supposed to be Filipina. And she took a look at it and was like, wait, that is Tagalog. So maybe her name is supposed to be pronounced Talim. And then it turns out that's what it is. I think from Soul Calibur 3 onwards, she was officially, like, they just said Southeast Asia for her. But from Soul Calibur 3 onwards, I think they now designate her to be actually from the Philippines. And then Tekken 7 has a girl named Josie Rizal, who's literally named after the national hero, Joe Rizal. He's a Filipino national hero. And she even wears the Filipino colors, like, in her default outfit. Yeah, I'm a nerd like that. Everybody's crying about representation, and it's like, you know, how long I had to wait to get Filipino characters in anything? In anything? And I'm not just Filipino, like, I'm also black. Just so you know, there are not a lot of biracial characters out there. But just because the few characters that are, doesn't mean our experiences are universal. Take, for example, Miles Morales in Spider-Man. Well, he started out as Ultimate Spider-Man, but I'm talking about, you know, the good version of Miles Morales, the one from Into the Spider-Verse. Because the comic version of Miles Morales, I'm gonna be straight with you, isn't that great. Not a very well-written, well-realized character, but in Into the Spider-Verse, yeah, he's a much better character in Into the Spider-Verse. But he's biracial, he's even bilingual, but I'm not. Like, we're both biracial, but we're not. Our experiences aren't anywhere close to being the same. I never learned Tagalog. I've only ever been an English speaker. But, you know, Miles is fluent in Spanish. Oh boy. Fuck! Are you serious? Everybody wiped in like 10 seconds. Of course. We were one egg short, so yeah, I was destined to die. Yeah. I had Stingray, so Stingray and the freaking E-Leader. So I was not in a position to save anybody at that time. Especially since I was surrounded. Like, yeah, JoJo's one I've been meaning to catch up on. I still haven't watched, like, any of Avatar or Korra. Like, there's way too much stuff I need to catch up on. I'm trying to think of other anime that I need to watch. I never actually watched Code Geass. I don't even know how that's supposed to be pronounced. I never watched that. For as big and as iconic as that was. Right. That came out. Right, I didn't watch, yeah, because at the time it blew up so big that nobody would stop talking about it, and I got sick of it really, really fast. So I already know, like, most of the big plot points. Like, for both that, like, what was the other, there was another big one that came out that time, too. Fucking, shit. Fucking Drill Will Push the Heavens anime. Whatever the fuck that was called. I can't even remember what it's called right now. Fuck, I just, Gataida! Gurren Lagann, okay, that's the fucking one. Yeah, they both came out around the same time. But, like, nobody would stop talking about it, and so all the major plot points were spoiled and shit. So it's like, oh, okay, thanks for that. It makes it imagine, like, I knew the characters. I knew the anime. I was like, what the fuck was it called? It's not like the title had nothing to do... The name of the series had nothing to do with, like... As far as I knew, anybody or anything in particular for the series, but... Oh, man. Oh, Jesus. That's right, because I think, yeah, that was around the time that I was going to conventions on a more regular basis, specifically Otakon. And yeah, it was like those first few years at Otakon. During that time, it was like when Naruto got big, when Bleach got big. So I haven't watched all of like the Naruto anime, and I've not like seen any of the Bleach anime. I just followed the manga. But it was really easy to get sick of that stuff because people just wouldn't stop talking about it. Just going to freaking Otakon and everybody is cosplaying like ninjas from Naruto. Mostly the Rookie 9 and a bunch of Kakashis. And then the following year, Bleach was the hot shit. Everybody was a captain, and because yeah, at the time it was the Soul Society arc, so everybody was cosplaying one of the captains. And then freaking Kingdom Hearts was the hot shit for a while, and now I'm surrounded, and we're probably all dead. Yep, because that was trash down. The Steel Eels went around me. The Steel Eels like just said, okay, this is the guy that needs to be rescued. Surround him so trash down doesn't work. Akumu, I don't blame you for that. You had trash down. It's just that when I died, we were not going to survive that, because that's just what always happens. Splashdown is absolute garbage. It just needs to be deleted. So right now, I can take a little bit of joy in Splatoon 2 basically ending, because that just means I'm not gonna have to deal with Splashdown. At some point in the not too distant future, Splashdown will be a thing of the past. Although technically it already is, because Booyah Bomb is in the game. But they forgot to delete Splashdown. That's right, because I think my brothers were talking about about anime, and Konosuba came up, and the first thing that popped in my head was the goddamn Konosuba Aqua stage in fucking Smash Brothers. Like, I'm mad that stage was as creative as it is. It's like, I want to hate this, but it's actually pretty clever and creative. There's a lot of stages in that game that are very creative. At least the Konosuba Aqua one is quirky enough that it can be fun to play on. A lot of them are just like, why did you set it up like this? Why? Why was I programmed to feel pain? Also, Soen, I don't know if you'll be watching this at some point in the future, but fuck you and fuck your stages. Oh, right, and Mario Maker 2 comes out this month, so I'm just gonna preemptive shout out / fuck you to Soen Sabishi and whatever stages he will make in Mario Maker 2. He's my friend, but yeah, fuck you, buddy. Fuck you and your fucking stages. It's like we don't play Mario Kart, so he makes stages. He makes stages of rages. Oh shit! Everybody's dead. Hold on a second. Woo! All right, we're good. I'm just wondering what else is going to happen at E3. Is AOT? Oh. Oh, right. Oh, god damn it. How did I not even... Oh, because that's why. Because most people... yeah, I'm sorry, Red Guy. When I hear... it's so very rare that people abbreviate Attack on Titan with all caps. It's usually capital A, capital T, but the O is lowercase. But I almost never see anybody refer to it as such. It's usually SNK, I think, is the Japanese name. It's like Shin something no Kyojin, I think is the Japanese name. So almost anytime somebody's talking to me about that show, they use the Japanese name or the abbreviation of the Japanese name. And it was confusing for me for a while. I was like, are you talking about SNK like King of Fighters SNK? What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, that. Right, and like, yeah, Lupin the Third, I think, was having... Didn't the creator of Lupin the Third pass away recently, too? Ah, shit. Yeah, that's a sad thing. Bring it in, bring it in, bring it in! Oh, well. Yeah, Attack on Titan is something I gotta check out too. That's another one of those things that got super popular. One of the guys at work though, he brought his Switch in and he had the game on the Switch. He's like, yeah, you should go ahead and try that. Like that game actually did end up being fun, even though I kept getting fucking chomped on by the Titans because like apparently you're not supposed to keep attacking them the exact same way. But I was still trying to figure out how to. I was like, how does this game work? Oh. Honestly, at this point, we probably will have to because it's going to be the only way, the closest thing we'll get. Because somebody at Cartoon Network has an absolute hard-on for Teen Titans Go, even though, like, nobody really likes it. Like, people like Teen Titans, and Teen Titans Go is all we'll get. But it's not the Teen Titans that anybody wants. And they keep shoving it down everybody's throats. And like they finally, I think like Teen Titans Go even got a freaking Teen Titans Go got a theatrical movie, and the original Teen Titans didn't. That lets you know how big of a hard-on somebody at Cartoon Network has for that shitty show. And I think the Teen Titans Go movie actually teased like a return of the actual Teen Titans. But I believe what actually is happening is they're doing a stupid Teen Titans versus Teen Titans Go thing. Because instead of just, you know, giving us Teen Titans, they want to shove Teen Titans Go down our throats yet again. Oop. At the very least, they did bring back Young Justice. But it's on I think it's on like the DC app or some shit, so I haven't gotten to watch it yet. Oh, I had Trash Down. Jesus Christ. I had Trash Down that entire time. And it didn't even register. My mind is already on Splatoon 3. It's like, well, you can stay. I'm gonna move on to this timeline where Splashdown is no longer exists. You can stay, but I'm out of here. Son. Yeah, it's making me sad that a lot of these shows, like, we're gonna have to start. They want you to freaking subscribe. So, like, I want to watch, like, Anthony Mackie as Captain America and like the adventures of Captain Falcon and Mr. Bionic Arm, but I'd have to subscribe to the Disney Channel for that shit. Like, if you want to watch the new Star Trek show, you have to get that subscription. Like, the only way to watch everything in one channel is to hope that Disney buys out absolutely everything, so that you only have to pay for the Disney Channel. Oh, it's super lame. Like, I already have enough problems trying to keep up on shows and shit. But trying to watch multiple things, trying to get multiple channels to watch multiple things, that's gonna suck. Now, the irony, I think Splatoon on mobile will probably have better netcode than Splatoon on console. Think about it this way: Fortnite can be and often is played on cell phones, and that's a much more complicated game than Splatoon is. Also, they have chat, and Splatoon can't seem to Splatoon on console cannot handle it without having to put that stuff on a phone. But Fortnite, hey, and here comes Fortnite, like. Fortnite does all that shit. Did I get him? Oh shit, I actually got him. Honestly, like, when Pokemon Go first came out, I was expecting, because of the popularity of Splatoon, I was expecting some kind of Splatoon Go. Fuck! Just live. Nope, we're done. Will Gwen actually survive? Nope! It depended on somebody else. And it was not me. That's pretty typical. Put fucking literal scrub lord on my team. That could have only have ended one way. And think about it this way. Nintendo Switch Online as a service. The Switch is like 2 years old. Nintendo Switch Online only supports 2 games, and the second game only got support within the last few months. Like, y'all are fucking this up. Meanwhile, I'm getting invites and messages from people on PlayStation Network, and my PlayStation isn't even on. Like, how do you suck so bad at this, Nintendo? And just, like, I just imagine if Nintendo Switch Online worked anything close to how Xbox Live or PlayStation Network worked. Oh, how glorious it could be. We could have had it all. Instead, we've got Nintendo. PlayStation does what Nintendo don't. Then again, Nintendo will let you have the titty, and Sony is like, unacceptable! Flashlights everywhere! Holy shit! Holy shit, I almost walked right the fuck into that. That'd have been a highlight of stupidity for me. I'm honestly surprised, like, I was surprised they actually put out, like, a little animation for the Chaos vs. Order Splatfest. And on top of that, they're bringing in, like, basic, everyone is here. Like, even Spike showed up, and Spike isn't even, like, doesn't even have any lines and shit. He doesn't say or do anything. It's all merch. Ah, rat, you tried. Their outfits are nice. I think I like Pearl's more than Marina's, though. Honestly, like the chaos outfits just looks like bone armor from freaking Monster Hunter. I'm just like, wait, what? That looks like it should give you attack up. And we get all the shifty stations. And they're adding the shifty stations to private battle, which I was like, I would much rather have that in regular turf war. Because Nintendo, we gotta be real with you. You suck at online, so trying to set up private battles with people is a freaking hassle and a half. Like, getting together with your friends should be a fun thing. And they do absolutely everything in their power to make it not fun. Yeah, it's only in private battle though. I was hoping it would be in regular turf war, but it isn't. Like, you have to freaking go into turf war and set it to Splatfest or choose the shifty stations. I'm like, add them as part of the rotation, dude. Like, you have that slot for three stages. Use them. Like, it's just weird that I'm playing Splatoon 1 and seeing that empty third slot, which is now forever empty because you refuse to put anything in it. I was half expecting some sort of like shifty station editor. Whoops. Oh boy. Please don't everybody die. Thank you, Coffee. Coffee, thank you, Coffee. Coffee always works. Coffee will always save you when you need it most. Honestly, I don't drink that much coffee, though. Ooh, oh, there we go. Oh, get off me, please. Honestly, I would just like to see, like, a nighttime out of some kind of rotation. Like, if it's not gonna be, like, if it's not gonna follow an actual timetable, like, maybe, like, on the weekends, you get the Splatfest colors and shit for the whole weekend. And you get the Splatfest colors, too, even if you don't have, like, a theme to fight for. Oh, good. 2 stingers at opposite ends going after me, because that's just how things go. Thank you. I don't know why that took so long, though. Oh boy, just keep giving me the shitty teams, don't you? Yeah, that's gonna be a thing. 68 again. How dare you? Three, two. Yep, that's pretty typical. Oh god, am I missing... Hold on, am I missing chats again? Okay, I see someone in the chat, but not on my screen up here. What the hell? Hey, someone, I don't know, yeah, like, you're on Twitch. Well, your previous statement didn't show up on my second, like, it shows up here, but not on my monitor above, like, my computer. So it didn't show up. Well, now that you're here, I can give you that preemptive fuck you for, whatever stages you're making in Smash, whatever stages you're making in Mario Maker, and all the stages you're going to make in Super Mario Maker 2, since that comes out this month. So, you know. Fuck you. Wait, I'm sorry. Nero. Nero, yeah. Just Nero at you. Just because the last time we played Smash, I just had to deal with your fucking stage for like 10 matches in a fucking row. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh, fuck you! I hate that thing so much. Wait, did I get that from behind? Whatever. I mean, yeah, I can totally hit it from behind. It's weird, like that stage. It feels like the screen shouldn't scroll. It feels like it should be a like a 2D freaking Street Fighter stage where the screen just stops when it hits one edge or the other, but it keeps zooming out anyway instead. Oh great, half the team is dead, and I've got trash down. Alright, we got. Oh god, I'm dead. So let's see what happens. 9, 8. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Thank you. I should, cause like, you know how like how Mario Maker 2 specifically states that like now it has an option to keep the screen from scrolling. That's what it feels like that stage should have, so that it doesn't zoom out when you hit the walls. It feels like it's supposed to be a small 2D fighter type screen. Yeah, because it doesn't have the tools for that. Because honestly, like, there's a lot of like of stages from other 2D fighting games I would like to make on it, but. Oh shit. I think the width is fine. If it's just one, if you have more than 2 players on that screen, then yeah, you probably want to think about expanding. Hey, everybody's dead except me. That's never happened before. Sleepy, I saved you instead of myself. Don't make me regret it. Thank you. Other guy. Get off me, please. Why did you move away from my freaking shot? Oh god, I'm not saving your dumbass again. I lined up my shot to save you, and your dumbass just moves out of the way. Save such final destination, yeah. But Final Destination is by default designed to accommodate like at least 4 players. Did they give us a triple? Well, okay. I mean, it's fine for like the one-on-one fights that we were having. Get away from me. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, holy shit. Okay. Wish I could say I knew I was doing that on purpose, but... Get out of here! Oh shit! Ugh. Oh no, I'm off this Tuesday. I had to freaking switch shifts with somebody for that. Because like I said, they screwed me out of getting my vacation. Oh god, the team almost wiped anyway. Sleepy, you fucking coward. Oh well. Yeah, I wanted to make sure I was off for that. I just wanted to have the whole week off so I can work on cleaning my goddamn room, because, like, honestly, my room is a fucking pigsty, and I'm both ashamed of it and also sick of it. For a lot of reasons. I want, like, I have both freaking PlayStation VR and, I have the PlayStation VR and I have the freaking Labo, but I haven't had time to set up either. Because, like, I just don't have the space for it in here. Walleye Warehouse and Arowana Mall. Splatoon 1 stages. Book ended by 2 Splatoon 2 stages. Go figure. What time is the direct? I don't know, actually. I didn't really pay attention because I was like, oh, I'm here all day, so maybe I'll check it out. Let me see. Oops. Nintendo Direct E3. Noon? Oh. Yeah, I did hear, like, EA was kind of meh. E3 June 11th at noon. I kind of expected it because the thing is, Star Wars is in such a shithole right now that anything that looks or feels anything vaguely like pre-Disney Star Wars is gonna go over pretty well, because Disney's fucked up Star Wars. Like, Disney fucked up Star Wars so bad that that the last Star Wars movie actually bombed. Like, that should not have been possible at all, but Disney managed to do it. And then The Last Jedi was a shit show. Like, oh my god, so much stupid shit in that one. I will be watching the I will be watching E3 live. But yeah, like we were talking earlier about shit like stuff that has infected the entertainment landscape and the agenda driven shit like that's absolutely ruined Star Wars. So Microsoft says tomorrow. Let's see. It's like, the thing is, wait, no, I'm not off tomorrow. That's right. I'm off on Monday. Ugh. Right. I was supposed to go to sleep early. Then I got all riled up. That's just as well. I'd be my normal sleeping hours anyway. But yeah, like that kind of shit just infected Disney, and like you tried to take Star Wars, something that's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, and you tried to turn that into a mouthpiece for telling me, oh, war is bad and war for profit is bad, and like, no, stop trying to preach to me about what is good and what is bad, and make a fucking good movie. And then we have wannabe auteur Ruin Johnson thinking that he's a brilliant writer because if he actually thinks he literally said that he doesn't think a good movie is one where everybody actually likes it. It's if half people like it, half people don't. That's what truly defines a good movie. He's freaking the low tier clod of writing movies. He's an absolute hack. It's like you're already making an excuse for your movie being shit. Like if I pick a low tier character, if I win, it's because I'm great. But if I lose, well, I had a low tier character, so no. I play a low tier character in Street Fighter, and I'm still getting absolutely bodied. At least I still made a friend. Freaking that's right, Caramel. The Karen player who freaking like destroyed my ass yesterday. Like he ended up sending me I sent a message to him. I apologize. Like look, I'm thankful you like we had those first two matches we had were great, and I'm thankful you sent an invitation to me. I'm sorry I performed so poorly. I hope I can get better and we can play again. And he was like, oh dude, no, that was a pretty good match. You should definitely we should definitely play again. And I'm like, oh okay. And he actually sent me a friend request. I'm like, right? Does he? Right? Yeah, it's like you don't even play low tier characters anymore, and you're still getting bodied. Freaking! I just watched a match between Itazan and a guy like Asian Book God or something because I think Capcom Cup just had a thing in Taiwan, and like freaking like the last match Itazan had was against a Birdie player who was cosplaying Birdie. He had the gut. He had a freaking skull cap with the wig on it. He had the freaking beard. He had the earrings, and it was still a close match too. It was freaking amazing. But yeah, Urian and Lotier. I think the final match was between I think his name was PR, and he was a Urian player, and he was up against Problem X, who was like freaking Capcom champion, and like it was ended up being close. So yeah, like, but that just like convinced me. Just watching something like this. Itazan picked Abigail because I know from my own experience, and like it's well known in the Street Fighter community. Zangief Birdie is a nightmare for Zangief because all Birdie has to do is put down the banana peel. Zangief has absolutely no answer for it. It's basically a stationary projectile, and he doesn't have green hand anymore, so he cannot do anything about it. So it is just said, you know what, fuck it, I'm not even gonna try to fight that battle. I'm picking freaking Abigail. So I'm gonna have to start. Not only do I have to learn how to not suck with Zangief, I have to figure out who to pick as a secondary because like as bad as I am with Zangief, there are matchups he's got that are just gonna suck, and I'm gonna have to learn how to pick alternates. Like it's something I've seen with Smash Brothers too. Uh, I don't know. Like I'm still having sort of droppers. I kind of want to go with Abigail, but I also kind of want to go with maybe Alex, since he's probably the character I would have the second strongest base with. Um, I would have picked Birdie, but Birdie isn't a charge character anymore, and that what little I played of Birdie, I was getting fucked up on because I cannot wrap my head around that Birdie does his moves by not holding charge. They're just regular motions now. Trying to learn how to play Nash and Vega, it's like these guys aren't charge characters anymore. How am I supposed to do this? This is not natural at all. You can't take charge characters and make them not charge characters. It's like, what? Okay. But I at least have one person who I know is kind of at my level. Hopefully by having like basically a rival, I can focus and try to get more good, better, faster, learn quicker, learn how to book read better. Oh, he card reads good. Uh, I don't think I'll be tournament worthy at some point, but like I got a freaking tournament caliber stick, I might as well learn how to use it. And the fact of the matter is, I do enjoy the game. We'll see. Twitter followed me with more viewers. Oh, right. I'm grateful for what few followers I do have. As much as I rant and suck at these games, as I'm trying to branch out a little bit more. Like I never like a week ago. I never would have tried to even think about like I suck too bad at Street Fighter to even try to even try to entertain that. But it's like if I'm bad, at least it'll put me on blast and convince me to do better. And it's like I know I'm gonna suck, but you know maybe that's part of the journey. Also to try to give my channel some more varied content. It's also kind of sad to me because like playing Street Fighter and hoping that some of these people have like the Darkstalker skins is the closest I'll probably get to seeing Darkstalkers on this screen, unless Capcom does pull off some kind of miraculous surprise and just be like, yeah, hey, okay, here you go, here's fucking Darkstalkers. It's just freaking Yoshitori Ono just like or whoever's basically in charge of Capcom now. He just walks on the screen, throws up Darkstalkers, and just never ask me for anything ever again. Time your streams with Max. I'm not like I'm not trying to get somebody else. I'm not trying to get somebody else's audience. Like if they're watching him and I fight him and then they come watch me, I'm like, well, you're nowhere near as entertaining as Max. It's like, you're just setting me up for failure. I want to face Max just so I can face him. Just so I have somebody that I can play against. And he's a big Third Strike fan. I love Third Strike, so I can always use more competition in that. Because the last time I played Third Strike, I ended up playing against somebody who actually is a tournament player. He fucking bodied the shit out of me. Out of 30 freaking matches, I only won one. And it was like against his Ryu. He played like every character and he decked the shit out of me. Like every time I was like, holy cow, this dude is like taking me apart. And it was a good experience. It's like, well, I don't have anybody to play against in Third Strike normally, so it's just like Project Justice? Holy shit. Fuck. Project Justice was a freaking amazing game. Honestly, like all Capcom wants to do, like, if you're not gonna make a new one, at least put Project Justice on a like, I wouldn't even mind that. I would just be so happy to see Project Justice. If you're making a digital only, I'd still buy it. It's a great game. Fucking, it'd be nice to see something other than fucking Street Fighter. And even with Street Fighter, they're stingy as shit. Street Fighter 5 is only on PlayStation and freaking PC. Like, Xbox doesn't have it, and freaking Switch doesn't have it. Capcom vs SNK2, right? I think that was like the last before TVC, the last mainstream Capcom title that like Nintendo got was Capcom vs SNK2 EO on the fucking GameCube. And I'm not counting the 3DS shit for Street Fighter 4 because you're not playing Street Fighter 4 on a 3DS for the authentic fighting game experience. Sorry. Although it was pretty nice to have a one-button fucking flash kick and one-button supers. I'd like to play against him in Third Strike, though. Just because I want to play more people in Third Strike. Alright, I should have wrapped this shit up like 2 hours ago, but we got to ranting. But stuff I'm passionate about. Just to be clear, like, you know, because this is also streamed on YouTube unless the stream broke again, because that happens a lot. Like, this is supposed to be a gaming channel first and foremost, and I try to keep all the drama and the politics and stuff off of it. But we're at a point now where, regardless whether I want to talk about it or not, it's just permeating every aspect of my life, whether I'm talking about it or not. Now, just gaming, like like you can't play a game without being assaulted on all fronts about whether or not you're a racist or sexist because you like this or like that, or somebody's taking this character and turning it into a freaking platform or something, or you draw a character from this game and you don't get that skin tone exactly fucking right. Like, oh, this character's skin tone is 0000FF, but you went with 0000EE. You whitewash this character because you're racist. Like, no. Fuck that shit. Stop it. Oh my god, fucking stop it. Like, you can't draw fan art without people policing it. You can't play a game without people policing it. Like, oh my god. Gamergate started it. I would say whoever, like, who was it? I can't even remember her name. Like, I think people like people call her literally who, because she was like, she quote unquote she made a game and got like rave reviews for it because she was fucking the dude who was writing the reviews for it. And that's what happened because it was really about ethics in games journalism because you know it's a very pay to play. Like, yeah, Mortal Kombat, fucking more than one occasion. Like, all the female characters in Mortal Kombat had Zoe Quinn. Thank you. I didn't want to say her name out loud, but like, yeah. But like, Mortal Kombat went out of its way to cover up its female characters because like wearing almost nothing is not practical for fighting game characters, and yet all the male characters are still just as half naked as they always were. Like, Liu Kang has like never worn a shirt. That's going all the way back to the original Mortal Kombat. Baraka literally has an outfit where he's just wearing a loincloth, but like, the women need to be covered up. They were so afraid of the okay hand gesture that they had to change it to a middle finger. And I'm like, what? We're at a point where the middle finger is less offensive than this other gesture, which actually was proven to be a hoax. And the gesture he's doing isn't even the one that isn't even the hoax. Like, it's dumb. Like, I'm surprised that freaking what's her name? Chilai from Dragon Ball from the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. Like, she says thank you by doing that gesture, and I'm like, I'm surprised I didn't get a freaking Kotaku article say we need to talk about the subtle white supremacy messaging in freaking Dragon Ball Super because she made that gesture. Like, that was a freaking hoax. They like literally saying like we can probably turn this thing into a symbol because the news media can't help themselves. I think they recently did it again with the hashtag symbol, and then CNN freaking reported like this is now a symbol of the like. Stop being stupid! Oh my god, stop it! You just and like now with the freaking Vox adpocalypse going on, it's like, well, I was already hit by the last adpocalypse, so my channel was already demonetized, and like there's absolutely no way to like fuck Vox. I never liked Vox anyway. It's a freaking horrible cesspool, like freaking basically like TMZ style shit. But like they're going after everybody now, and it's like we're just seeing old media versus new media, and like here I am, a small time nobody, and like unless I freaking like hit some kind of big time for one reason or another, my channel's never gonna get anywhere. So I'm either gonna have to lean one way or the other. Right? Like, yeah, it's like most of us don't care, we just want to play games and have fun. But here comes people saying, well, this aspect of this thing you play, I don't like. Like, we literally had game journalists saying that, like, Rainbow Mika slapping her ass before her super was problematic and it needed to be removed. And the same person wrote an article about how shirtless Ryu was hot. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me now? I think there was another one that was there was another like thing of utter hypocrisy that happened. I think there was a article I think on Jezebel that was complaining that The person who wrote somebody who wrote an article about how male comic book fans that were about complaining about what was it, Thor being turned into a woman, were just butthurt trolls. But then when they started saying that Buffy the Vampire Slayer would be casted by a black woman, they actually wrote articles like, here's why Buffy needs to be a white woman. Like, are you serious? Are you serious with that shit? Didn't see people and people want DLC for them. And that makes sense. They're good characters. Except for Miss not gonna grope you in her sleep. No, she's a fun character though. It would be like I like inventor type characters too. So that those kind of the intelligent inventor type characters always tend to be some of my favorites. So I actually do like Nico. Nico. God damn it! I can't believe it. That's the only reason I didn't remember her name is because that stupid fucking animation. That's because we usually have. I think they got DLC in DMC4, wasn't it? So yeah, DMC isn't a problem simply because uh, DMC doesn't have the mainstream popularity that some of the other games do. DMC, Devil May Cry is just Devil May Cry. If it was freaking what like yeah, it's an old game. If it was a newer game that came out that had mass popularity and like tournaments and shit, that's why you'll see the stuff about Street Fighter. Like think about like Street Fighter. Street Fighter has had controversy. Mortal Kombat's had controversy. Smash Brothers has had controversy. What do all three of them have in common? They're played worldwide on big stages for multiple people. Because somebody had to be, oh, I'm offended because freaking Game & Watch's freaking Ford Smash it has a freaking Indian feather in his cap, and that's offensive. I'm like, he's literally a two-dimensional black man. He's basically the only black character in Smash Brothers. Uh, right? But like the person was bragging about like yeah, she was the one who got that taken out. I'm like, are you fucking serious? But the fact that it was even a thing. Oh right, I think Samus having her Zero Suit Samus having her Justin Bailey outfits was pandering to the male gaze. Oh right, that was the other thing, the Persona 5 lyrics, and that turned out to be like absolute falsehood, but they just wanted because Joker had just gotten in, you needed to write an article about how like you just needed to write an article really quick about this thing while strike while the iron's hot. So it's just like, oh, this lyric sounds like retarded. Ha ha ha, got him. Like shock. Like, no, it was like they just had to write an article about it. Like I was already saying that when Final Fantasy, like because clickbait journalism is what it is. When Final Fantasy VII, the remake finally drops, um, we're gonna get articles about Tifa and the male gaze. We're gonna get articles about Eris and Fridging or Aerith. They refuse to take article. Right, exactly. They're like it's what we call that's the whole fake news thing. They didn't want to take the article down because hey, they know they're gonna get clicks. So yeah, we're gonna get Tifa and the male gaze, um, Aerith and Fridging, and probably Cloud. Cloud cross dressing is intensely homophobic / transphobic. Oh right, we already got Barrett. Yeah, Barrett isn't black enough. Or no, it wasn't that he was black enough. It's that he's because of the way he talks is a caricature of black people. Like he sounds too black. He sounds like a caricature of a black man. But like yeah, because all us black people absolutely hated Barrett for sounding like for Barrett for being Barrett. Thank you for being embarrassed on my behalf. What would I ever do without you, glorious white savior? So yeah, Final Fantasy VII isn't even out yet. It's all like you just got the trailers and we're already getting clickbait journalist articles about it. Um, right? Yeah, they'll get mad one way or another. Um, we're probably gonna start seeing a lot of Tifa Eris shipping because like that's just a big thing now. So there's no such thing as heterosexual characters. So every character within like 10 seconds of the Pokemon Direct. Like there's Wooloo all over Wooloo and Sonia all over my 2 feet. But the one thing I didn't expect that I should have seen is just like that one scene with the two kids sitting across from each other on the train. Just everybody's like they're boyfriends. Like, could you not? Like, they're first of all they're children. Second of all, they're not even making eye contact, and you're already claiming them. And when like I don't know when it's the champion's little brother, when the champion's little brother ends up having like a girl that he's interested in or something, he'll probably have one of like say one of the gym leaders might be a girl that he's interested in or is actually dating, and they'll lose their freaking minds. Just remind me of like when I think the Overwatch Valentine's event happened, and it strongly hinted that there was some kind of like romantic interest between Mercy and Genji, and the freaking like the Overwatch fans lost their shit because it destroyed two of their gay ships. It destroyed Genyatta and For Mercy. But then as soon as Moira showed up, For Mercy went right the fuck out the window, and now it's Moisey. Like it's that now they have to ship the two healers together because reasons. Like like I'm fine with it. Like if you want to headcanon that shit, that's fine. But when you're harassing people and attacking people and like calling out the devs because you think your headcanon is now canon. No, no, stop that shit. Please stop that shit. Oh my lord. What was another thing? I was like, I kind of wanted to make I wanted to like make a fake article on Kotaku about how like we need to talk about the long-standing subtle homosexual, oh, not homosexual, homophobia in the Mario franchise, because Super Mario Galaxy has "You Are Mr. Gay" in the title, and Mario runs around in rainbow colors, but he's invincible because he thinks that like homosexuals run around and push people around with their homosexuality. And then Hotel Mario has the gay Luigi line, and freaking Smash Brothers Melee has like Mr. Gay Man Watch. Like if they're gonna go after Persona, you might as well go after gay Luigi. Like have your headcanons, have your fun, but like when you start going after people for your ships for fan art, like I remember what happened to Gachi. Like people want Disney like, lesbian. Like if she is, that's cool. But I'm pretty sure she and Luigi is a thing. Like I like the idea of Tan Daisy because it would make sense. But the fact of the matter is, she's not tan. She's not like if she has a tan, that's one thing. But if she's like you know a person of color, like they like to keep, I fucking hate that term already because it's an inherently racist exclusive term because you're literally saying anybody but white people when you say person of color because that's literally the only thing you think about. That's the origin of the term. White people use that to describe everybody else that wasn't white. You just flipped it out. It's still racist. Please stop defining me by the color of my skin. She should have been. Like you would think she is, but she isn't. She's not never been depicted that way. Um, I think the closest you got might have been like one of the Mario Tennis games, and she's even chubbier in that. Like she's slightly shorter and chubbier than Peach was, but for all intents and purposes, she's like almost an exact clone of Peach. But like you'll see them do that to any characters that they like. Freaking Naruto has a whole group of people that come from the desert, and none of them are black. But all the black people are from the cloud region. It's like maybe it's because black people like to get high. And freaking the Eight Tails is a black dude who only speaks in rap. Like, are you serious? But you know what? He beat the utter shit out of Sasuke. It was so fucking glorious. I was like, I don't know if I should be offended by this or not. Like, is this like, is that how they see us? I want to be mad about it, but he clocks. He uses the eight sword style, which is kind of ridiculous, but he actually makes it look badass. He clotheslines. He actually literally clotheslines. He clotheslines Sasuke across the chest so fucking hard his chest freaking explodes. He only survives it because somebody on his team happens to have a healing ability. But he freaking and Sasuke tried to win the fight by cheesing it because Sasuke got the freaking Sharingan from his brother, which gives him the ability to look at somebody and they catch fire. So like it's not even strength that he earned. He basically stole it from his brother. He freaking Amaterasu. He nails B with it, and it causes his eye to flinch. He covers his eye. He breathes really hard. He stops. He turns back around. Naruto! Freaking he decks the shit out of him. His chest explodes with blood, and it's just the most glorious thing. And then he just throws him in and he goes, wee! Like so. And if you remember I think you were the one who showed me the freaking the clip where Max is fighting Hugo in Street Fighter 4. He throws out the Ultra, like he throws out Ryu's Ultra, and Hugo, yeah, because it's on my thing. Hugo charges through the whole thing, clotheslines the shit out of him, and knocks him the fuck out. And Max just lets out this, and Max just screams his head off, and like he loses it. He just spends the next 30 seconds of the stream just flabbergasted that Hugo just said, get that shit out of here. Clocks the shit out of him and knocks him out. That is exactly what happened to Sasuke. But the one who did the screaming was Beam because he was just like, that's how glorious that moment was because I absolutely freaking hate Sasuke. He's a character that does everything wrong in Naruto. He betrays every principle he's ever stood for, everything he's ever been taught, every principle he's ever stated that he stood for. He betrays all of that. He betrays his home country. He betrays his friend. He betrays his team. He tries to murder all of them. And he's just kind of given a pass. And like Sakura just wants to ride his dick so much that everything he does is fucking forgivable. Even though he's tried to kill her like 3 or 4 times. Like, and the only reason she's alive is because she was like in that fight. She was saved by Kakashi, who tried to kill her. He tried to kill her. She was saved by Kakashi. He tried to kill her a second time and then was saved by Naruto. He plays Kid over Ryu. I thought it was, yeah, that's right. That's why I thought it was weird. He's like, why is he playing Ryu and not Ken? But if it was up against Hugo, that probably makes sense because Ryu plays more of a ranged game, and Ken, he has to get him close. And yeah, back then you really didn't want to get close to grapplers. Not that it helped him, right? Hugo just went. He absorbed all 8 hits of that shit. He just said. Oh my god! If he had evil Ryu, he would have won. He would have been all right. But like he had regular Ryu. But oh my god, that's still one of my favorite Naruto moments because just Sasuke is such a little bitch throughout the entirety of the Naruto series. Yeah, I heard about that. He's supposed to be revealing. I mean, I think we all knew the next DLC character was going to be revealed at E3. It was kind of impossible not to. I'm just wondering what else Nintendo has in store. I'd like to see a new IP. Hopefully it goes over better than Arms did. I'm sad. Like I wish Arms performed better than it did. It's great music, great visuals, great character design, but the gameplay just wasn't deep enough to keep it going. And like, it can't be Dante. Well, who knows? Maybe it's Monster Hunter. I mean, Rathos is already in the game. You just don't get to actually. It's weird. We get a representative for a series that doesn't play. Well, there is plenty of that in the game though. Characters who are in the game that don't, like, yeah, Galaga. You don't play as Galaga, but they're an item. So, all right, Kara, thanks for joining me. And I guess, yeah, I should definitely wrap this up. Even talking about Dante now, right? Well, it's like like the reason for that is because they just put Dante on the freaking Switch. Like, they went out of their way to put the first Devil May Cry, and only the first Devil May Cry, on Nintendo Switch. Right? We don't even have Persona. We don't even have Persona on the Switch technically, but we got Joker and Smash. So Dante's got more of a foothold than almost anybody else, though. It's just that I hope it's not Steve. Like it in a lot of ways, Steve makes sense, just how huge Minecraft is, and that's now what's essentially a Microsoft character in Smash. But the smart thing to do, honestly, the smart thing to do would be Banjo Kazooie. But like, this is the thing. I don't really care about Banjo Kazooie too much because it's like I never played the game and I never particularly liked that style of game anyway. I mean, I know Banjo Kazooie would make a lot of people happy. So, but it's not like, oh, it's Banjo Kazooie. Oh my god! I'm like, you're not gonna see me freaking. You're not gonna see me flip my freaking table over with absolute freaking like, holy shit! Like, no, Joker was a really big surprise. I'm like, oh, it's Persona. Like, are they going on the Switch? I'm like, what? um, but also it's like it's the only like we haven't seen Banjo in a very long time. Honestly, if it's like if it deserves to be anybody, it really ought to be Crash Bandicoot. Like the dude has basically come back in a really really big way. You know, he's on all the systems now. Crash Team Racing is going to come back, and everybody I've talked to that has played Crash Team Racing says it's the best Mario Kart game it's the best Mario Kart. Even considering all the Mario Kart games, it's the best kart racing game ever made. Like none of the Mario Kart games have ever come to touch it. So everybody I know, nobody I know who's played that game speaks ill of it. It's very highly regarded, which makes me kind of wonder if I should pick it up. Like if I should pick it up and what system I should pick it up on. I mean, I have a feeling a lot of people are getting on Switch, but it's also like, yeah, you know what? Getting on the Switch would be fine if Switch Online didn't absolutely suck. I think I would switch to. I think I would stick to PlayStation. I did hear that Sonic Team Racing was also good. Just I have seen a lot of glitches with it though. Oh, Sega Racing All Stars, I think is the one you're talking about, not Team Racing, right? I think it's really convenient that like Sonic comes out with Sonic Team Racing before Crash Team Racing comes in. Transformed, right? The one, the one video game that the one like actual video game, not a fake video game that Wreck-It Ralph started. Maybe that's it. Maybe Wreck-It Ralph is actually gonna make it into Smash, so he can legit be in a legit game. He's gonna wreck it, Ralph. Or featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series. Or was like, what was that? What would it be like? Banjo tunes up the band. No, Banjo joins the band, or some shit like that. It'll probably be like we know Sakurai. He's gonna troll. Sakurai's gonna troll, so it's probably not gonna actually be like he might do something like that where it's like it'll be a fake troll that turns into a real troll like Dedede, like ha ha ha, it's not King Dedede. Ha ha, it's not King K. Rool, it's King Dedede. Ha ha. Wait, it's actually King K. Rool. Ha ha. King level joke. Wreck-It Ralph or freaking Captain N finally joins the roster. So it's like Simon Belmont, Kid Icarus, Mega Man. It's about time I joined this game. Fucking Kevin Keane finally coming back. The NES Zapper and all. And his final smash is just pause. This is like his up B would be jump, his regular B would be zapper, side B would be like freaking his B dash. Neutral B would probably be. I think if I remember the show correctly, he's only used the select button once, and what it does is he switches positions with somebody. I think it was during. I'm pretty sure it was during the Castlevania episode. He was racing somebody on vines, and the guy cheated to get ahead. He pushed the select button, and they switched places, and he was on the vine, and the other guy was falling. I think that's the only time I've ever seen him use it. Because like, there's only two buttons in the center, and like that's what it's it. That's what it does. Um, I don't remember what up does. Left and right basically makes him shift in either of those directions. Um, down down turned him into down was the morph ball. That's what it gave him. B made him dash forward. B made him dash forward like if he hit left or right, but B would let him do the dash forward, and A gave him jump. Um, the pause thing be limited. Yeah, like his if you remember his power pad had a little kit style light thing on the top, and pause like pause like it had to be charged, and he could run out of power, and it happened a lot. I think one of the reasons why Game Boy, when he came in later, ended up being really helpful to him was because Game Boy could actually recharge his power pad. So Game Boy in Captain N was the original portable battery. But like anytime he used pause, it used up a lot of his power. It usually ended up being like half of the power pad's power or more. Like, and it seemed to depend on when he was using it. Like if he was in imminent danger when he used pause, it seemed to take more power. So he couldn't use it as a cheat, I guess. Which was interesting. But also I think the less power his power pad had, the weaker his zapper also got. Or that might have just been a thing. No, it was just in the Mega Man. He ended up having to go to Mega Man's world. And in or no, when they fucking fought Big Eye, oh my god, that shit was scary. And they fucking got crushed. I didn't think it would like they got crushed and they went to a commercial break. Samus was never in Captain N in the show, but Samus was in the comic. Because you know, the captain the comics, they didn't have the rights to use the third party characters. They couldn't use Kid Icarus, Simon Belmont, or Mega Man. So they were replaced by Samus. And I think like yeah, there was like one of the later issues, Samus takes off her helmet and Captain is like, "Wait, you're a girl?" And it's like, "Wait, you don't even know that? You're supposed to be the fucking game master. You don't know that Samus is a girl? That's kind of disappointing. That means you never beat Metroid, did you? Holy shit!" Like he was an absolute for somebody who's supposed to be the game master, Kevin Keane was an absolute scrub. Like I got so mad watching him. Like, how do you suck this man? Like, what I was just talking about the Mega Man episode. The Mega Man episode, like he was like, "Oh, don't worry, princess. I played this game 50 times before I made it to Cutman." I'm like, "It took you 50 tries just to get to Cutman in Mega Man 1?" Like, because I think Mega Man was trying to explain to him like, this is in the video game world, you don't get continues. Like, if you die 3 times, like that's it, you're done. Like it's just like if you were in the game, like how in Zelda 2, if Link dies 3 times, it's game over because Ganon comes back. Like that would be what would happen. Like there are extra lives, but you know if you're dead, if you game over, then it's actually game over. Right? Yeah. Like, but they called him like they're supposed to be. They call him the game master. I'm like he's not even close to being a game master. You just picked the closest. It's like the modern reboot of Shazam. Like you didn't pick who was most worthy. You just grabbed the closest person to you and happened to luck out in a lot of ways. I think there's a lot of games that he came across because in Captain N, other games were basically their own worlds, and like he could never like he got his like he went to the Bayou Billy world and he got his ass handed to him, and I can't really blame him for that because Bayou Billy was a freaking hard as shit game. But holy cow! Of course he wasn't a nerd because that wasn't. You got to remember, video games weren't quite cool yet. In order to be the cool hero character, you had to be a jock. You couldn't be a nerd and be the hero. That's not how that worked. Well, in the intro, they call him Captain N, the Game Master. I think it was just that was the original Pingus, like Snoop Ping as usual. Like if you had to say game and watch or game master, you just had to emphasize the gay part just to see if you could get away with it. Captain N. I think No, Nostalgia Critic already made that joke. Captain N, the gay master. All right. Wow, it's almost 1. Yeah. Super ranty. I probably should just start doing editorials for shit like this instead of ranting in the middle of a freaking stream. But it is what it is. I'm gonna do what I want to do. All right. I definitely gotta wrap this up because I have to work. Like, it's already 1 o'clock, and I basically have to go to sleep for like 4 hours before I gotta go to work again. At the very least, all I gotta do is power through tomorrow, and then I'm off for 2 days. Thank God. Well, I should be off for 2 days. Let me put it that way. Hopefully, I can actually get some sleep, and then Tuesday will come around. But anyway, thank you all for joining me, Solid, Dirtle, Caramel, Rand. Thank you for joining me earlier. Red Guy, thank you for the follow. I apologize if it seemed like the conversation got away from us there. I appreciate all the input. Thank you for letting me know Toonami's a thing again. I'm probably going to have to check that out. I'll see you all next time. Hopefully I won't get sidetracked. One of you are just gonna... I'm just gonna have to have somebody, have, a rant alarm or some shit, rant. Just rant. Rant alert, oh, right. Sorry. Let me get back on track. Like... Like how some streamers say, mods, clear up the chat. It's mods, stop me from ranting. Please. Thank you guys. I'll see you next time. Have a good night. Take it easy.